WillsRV.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy?
What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
So I usually come with some pep in my step on a Monday morning, really any morning for that matter, especially the first segment, but I'm just going to be completely upfront and honest. I am exhausted. I am very tired.
Late?
I went to bed about 9:45 last night.
Late
It's
game.
not. I did not stay up too late, but I ate my weight in food yesterday. I am just, and we had our football game yesterday.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I was supposed to ref that, wasn't it?
You missed it. You missed it.
It's too
quite
cold anyway.
It's quite fun yesterday. So we got Super Bowl to talk about. That's going to take up a lot of our time this morning. With Tom Brady, I know a lot of you Kansas City Chiefs fans listening to the program. He has moved to front and center of public enemy number one. I want to talk about the athlete, current or past, that you despise the most in college or professionally. I want to talk about it. This is the most unproductive day of the year when you look at workforces across the United States. And I have a buddy who got a chance to meet Madison Pruitt this weekend, and that story I think a lot of you are going to enjoy a little later on. And then we will also talk about the football game that my buddies and I participated in yesterday.
Yeah. So, hot take Monday. You want me to start here? Or you want me to pick a topic first?
Either or.
Or do I need to just carry you?
You're
Am I going
gonna
to have to carry you today? Is that where we're at?
I'm telling you.
Am I going to have to pick you up and put you on my shoulders again today?
I am exhausted this morning. I woke
You went
up
to bed at 9:45.
I know, and I just ate.
with you?
I ate. Well, we played the football game yesterday. I ate extreme
It's a sign of getting
copious
old.
amounts of food. I guess.
I thought he was built different.
I thought, yeah, 501 built different.
I'm just tired this morning. I'm just
Heck, we've
being
done worse
honest.
when I'm
soft.
We're getting on a year here, and it's like me
All
and
right.
you did the Missouri game and everything.
All right, come on, SmackDown. We're going to
Me
carry
and
you
you
through
today.
today. All right, Hot Take Monday brought to you by Wheels RV. They got RV show pricing right now at Wheels. You can skip the lines at all the RV shows and go right to Wheels and get the best deals on all the premier brands and a lifetime warranty on everything they sell on brand new RVs. Plus, they have RV storage, mobile service shuttle. Owning a new RV from Wheels has never been easier. RV show pricing right now at Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV.
By the way, today is the 1-year anniversary of when Tommy Kraft made the best work decision of his entire life and put me in this slot, if you remember that. Now, Jenkins, so was it a couple weeks later that
February
you came on
17th.
board? Okay, I didn't think it, because I think I had to do double duty for a couple weeks, if I remember that correctly. So, yeah, that's just it.
Literally, my electrolytes were off.
I guess. So, all right, where are we going?
So, that's why he feels like this morning. It's his day off.
It's his day off, yeah. We're starting with the Super Bowl. I mean, we were all hoping. We've been treated to some pretty decent Super Bowls for the most part recently. This obviously was not one of them as far as the competitive nature of the game.
What did it?
31-9.
What
So,
Super Bowl did it remind you of?
and most of them in my childhood,
Okay.
were blowouts. Any of them involving the Bills, not all. That's not totally true because they had the wide right game, but a lot of the '90s Super Bowls, a lot of those games where the NFC just kicked the side of the head of the AFC. So this was not a game, and that's what it really reminded you of. Some of those '90s Super Bowls. This was a game where, for whatever reason, and I know there's some Chiefs fans upset about the first half officiating, but the bottom line is the offensive line could not protect Patrick Mahomes, and that was pretty obvious in that first half where he was running for his life, and they didn't play very well at all. And the second half adjustments just weren't very good for the Chiefs.
The Super Bowl that it reminded me of, this is one of the more recent ones, was Peyton Manning's Denver Broncos against Russell Wilson's Seattle Seahawks, and the Seahawks just decimated them. You had a Percy Harvin kick return for a touchdown, and that game was just a blowout. This game, and I was talking with Chiefs fans, a lot of Chiefs fans that I spoke to prior to the game were supremely confident in their team's ability to get the win on Sunday. And what I mentioned, this is something that Clay has to nail into my head every single time that we talk about football, is the trench play. And when you lose an all-pro left tackle like Eric Fisher, you don't have Schwartz. I know Kilgore is just the backup center, but your offensive line is a key pivotal part of that Kansas City offense that isn't talked about enough. And I know that you still have Tyreek Hill, still have Travis Kelce, Demarcus Robinson, Sammy Watkins, the list goes on. But Mahomes was rushed over and over again. 29 pressures, most in NFL Super Bowl history. Heard that tidbit on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubit this morning. I mean, and that's what I said. And that's what scared me about my Kansas City Chiefs pick on Friday, is because I thought Ndamukong Suh and Jason Pierre-Paul, Lamonte David, Devin White would get after him. It's exactly what they did, but I thought Patrick would have enough to do it over the top. Just wasn't able to.
JT from Hot Springs with a text in this morning, exactly how I wanted to put it. Kansas City got punched in the mouth, and they didn't know how to respond. They had no answer. There was no adjustments they could make on that front line.
They couldn't block. I mean, they just legitimately couldn't block. Tommy.
And there was enough speed and enough pursuit angle for Tampa Bay to just flush Mahomes. How many times did he run backwards looking for some kind of escape hatch that he was going to reverse field, and he just kept running backwards, gets outside of the tackle box, and just throws it away, and was lucky to throw it away. What, that 3 or 4 times in the ball game that happened? Just a wasted play, and lucky to not be a 20-yard loss. So that happened repeatedly throughout the night where he was running for his life.
Probably had a couple. Did he just have one interception? Because there probably was a couple.
Well, the one there at the end of in the end zone, which if you had 1 and 9 on the board and you got that at the end of the third quarter, you were a happy camper, because I thought the Chiefs were going to go down and score at the end, get a garbage touchdown, and probably spoil that if you had 1 and 9 on your Super Bowl squares, and that interception preserved somebody double dipping on their boards.
Did you do that yesterday?
Do what?
Because the Super Bowl, I was at a place that had the squares. Yeah. I didn't participate because I was
on a board. I didn't win anything. But if you had 1 and 9 on the right, the right side of it, you won the third quarter and the final score.
And there's some people this morning that are coming out with this hot, and I know it's a hot take Monday, but there's some people coming out this morning saying, oh my gosh, that diminished the crap out of Patrick Mahomes' legacy. Listen, guys in the past have had bad Super Bowls, i.e. the quarterback that he's faced, and Tom Brady, see the New York Giants games that he played in. He didn't have great Super Bowls there.
Brady hadn't won every Super Bowl
he
played
has.
in.
He's lost 3. So I think when you look at this particular game, it's one of those things where this helps Tom Brady and now Patrick Mahomes. Here's what I do wonder, though. If Tom Brady does not get back to another Super Bowl and Mahomes is still trying to catch him, now he has to get to 7 to even be in the conversation with him.
Great point made after the game. Yeah,
but
can you even get there?
But can you get there? But here's the thing, Tommy. If Brady doesn't make it back, the lasting legacy in everyone's mind that people have of you when it comes to making the comparison is you getting your tail kicked by Tom Brady. That's a tough uphill battle to climb if you're trying to vie to be the greatest quarterback of all time. Mahomes got a long way to go. Just something to think about in the upcoming years.
Unless you play again in Super Bowl 56.
That could very well happen.
And if you think Tom Brady is too old, too washed up, can't do it again, well, I can't agree with you, because I think even at 44 or 45 years old, dude could win it again. I don't think just at 10, being in 10 or winning 7, can't convince me he's done.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to do that. A lot to get to on the Morning Rush Monday edition, Hot Take Monday.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Eagles Nest is coming in hot.
RV show pricing is arriving early at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV wants to invite you to skip the lines and the crowds this year and shop the industry's best brands at Northwest Arkansas's premier RV dealer. And with a lifetime warranty, RV storage, and a mobile service shuttle, owning a new RV has never been easier. RV show pricing beginning now at Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV. Tommy Kraft here for The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building your next fence. The Fence Man recently built new gates for my existing fence. The whole process was easy, quick, and most importantly, affordable. Plus, 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit is now available with The Fence Man. If you need a new fence, gate, or anything that involves a fence, call The Fence Man, 479-782-3936. That's 782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
Have you ever been to River City Bistro for a brunch on the weekends? Every Saturday and Sunday, River City is open at 10 a.m. with a special brunch menu. Eggs and omelets any way you like. Premium bacon, sausage and ham, waffles, eggs Benedict, and a great drink menu featuring mimosas, Bloody Marys, and all your brunch favorites. We will see you for brunch every Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. at River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One has a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Do you struggle to lose weight? Is meal prep a hassle for you? Clean Cookin' serves the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with only the best meal prep. Veteran owner Stuart Rowland started Clean Cookin' in 2016. Try one of our many fuel menu choices today. To get started on your journey, check out the menu and order online at cleancooking.com. Like our Facebook page for weekly updates from Stu and the crew. Fort Smith, Fayetteville, Van Buren, Bentonville, and Greenwood. Clean Cookin'. Eating healthy does not have to be punishment.
Divorce is never easy. Many times problems continue to arise long after the divorce is over. If you're dealing with a high conflict custody or visitation issue, you need an attorney that handles those specific type of cases. Call the attorneys at Kevin Hickey Law Partners for immediate assistance with your situation. Kevin Hickey Law Partners, able to handle high conflict custody cases all over the state of Arkansas and other states. Check out kevinhickeylaw.com or call 479-434-2414 in Fort Smith and 479-802-6560 in Northwest Arkansas.
Valentine's Day is Sunday, February 14th. Guys, don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Send your sweetheart the perfect gift, flowers, or stunning roses from Greenwood Flower Shop. Call 996-2127. That's 996-2127. And with Valentine's Day on a Sunday this year, get your order in early for Friday deliveries. Shop local this Valentine's Day with Greenwood Flower Shop, 996-2127. You can't buy love, but you can buy beautiful roses from Greenwood Flower Shop, 996-2127.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources, and I want to help you get a great deal on a great car. So I'm making it easy with prices up to $3,113 below retail on the best selection of Rath road-ready vehicles we've had in months. These are late-model, low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs that have been hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. You just can't buy a better pre-owned vehicle. And right now, you can save with prices up to $3,113 below retail. If you're waiting on your tax refund, my TaxMax program can help with that by getting you access to your money now. Worried about your credit? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process can get you approved and driving your nicer, newer car today. If you're not in the market right now, let us take care of the car you have in our Meineke Car Care Center, the home of half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Don't wait. Get the nicer, newer car you want today and save up to $3,113 at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Crabb.
Jump hook, Connor blocked it. Note out of there with it. Hogs look to push. JD, top of the circle, away to Moody. Moses, step back, 3 on the way, and it's good.
Follow the show on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. Going to get into some calls and texts coming up in 877-377-6969. 6-3. Hey, we're brought to you this morning by Razorback Camper Sales. Spring camping season, it is almost here, and they have a huge selection of travel trailers, fifth wheels, and pop-ups. Plus, they offer full prep and setup at no extra cost. That means you can leave the lot and get started camping right away. Plus, they have access to the best parts and service department in the state. Razorback Camper Sales is the oldest family-owned RV dealer in Arkansas. They've been in business for over 50 years. It's show season going on right now. So go see them at the Arkansas RV Show in Little Rock, February 12th through the 14th, and the RV and Boat Show in Hot Springs, February 26th through the 28th. That is Razorback Camper Sales. First call of the morning goes to Ryan in Hot Springs, who wants to talk about the Super Bowl. Ryan, you're on the morning rush, buddy.
Well, I was y'all were talking about the Super Bowls and stuff of the 90s and later on. You know, it played out a lot like the last time the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl. They just beat their brakes off the Raiders. Is actually kind of what I was thinking about. I had a little nostalgia the whole time I was watching that game. And to think about it too, the Raiders have not been the same since that Super Bowl either. They've had, I mean, obviously they've had their couple of moments here and there in the sun, but that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. Did you get, hey, Ryan, on the subject of the Raiders, did you get a chance to watch the 30 for 30 Thursday night, Al Davis versus the NFL? It's really good if you haven't got a chance.
I have not. I'll have to check the guide and see when it re-airs. They re-air that stuff pretty consistently, do they not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ESPN's pretty good about when they come out with the popular 30 for 30, they play it consistently the next week, next month or so.
Hey, can I ask you one question off topic?
Yeah, go ahead.
So have you decided yet whether or not you're getting a lab puppy or not yet?
Ryan, my father has heeded me until I have my own house to not get a puppy yet. We have a dog at our house at this point, Golden Doodle, named Maggie, and I think I'm probably going to take his advice, even though I don't want to. It's pretty sound advice, unfortunately, so it's hard to argue with Pops there.
Right. I actually have a blue tick named Maggie, which is kind of cool. But no, I was going to give you a little advice too. When you get ready to have kids, just get ready. They will betray you, and they will go to the child. So my daughter was 3 days old, and I lost my chocolate lab Thatcher, so to her. So now that's her little guardian.
I'm a long way off from marriage or kids. So I don't think I'm going to have to worry about that.
Right. I'm just giving you a heads up. That's all.
Okay. All right, Ryan. Appreciate the call, buddy. I didn't remember. I know Gruden went to the Bucs and they beat the Raiders, his former team. Now he's back at the Oakland Raiders. And was it Brian Johnson, Bucs quarterback? Is that right? Brad Johnson. Okay. Couldn't remember his name. That was it was either 02 or 03. I'm forgetting which the year was exactly, but that was,
I think 03, but don't hold me to that.
Early childhood ties, so I don't have a great memory there. Back to the phone lines. Welcome in Rod on I-40 this morning. What's up, Rod?
Good morning. Ty, you're not having the love affair with yourself again, are you? Because you're going to have to get a room, you know.
What's up?
Yeah, I was thinking about the Super Bowl. I think the MVP trophy ought to go to the defensive coordinator. He really had a game plan for them.
Todd Bowles. Yep.
Oh, he set the edge. He dared him to run, and he's backed off in double coverage and just shredded him. Every time he had a bright idea, they were there to break the light bulb. You know what I mean?
They got a lot of pressure, Rod, with rushing 4 and dropping 7. And when you can do that against a superior quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, I'm not saying you're going to necessarily win the football game, but you're definitely going to give yourself more of a chance, more of an opportunity. And they had more than that yesterday.
Oh, he had some pieces too. Some of them boys, defensive side of Tampa Bay, they're ballers. They're really good.
Mm-hmm.
But they knew what Mahomes was going to do before he did look like. I mean, I would hate to play against that defense. I'd hate it.
And there's the reason they haven't lost on a bye. I know everyone wants to give Tom Brady the credit, but that defense has been just as hellacious as that offense has been.
Tom Brady is now the all-time GOAT. Even if Mahomes catching him, well, Brady done beat him. So that settles that right there. It might be a minute before, after this beat down, before Kansas City can do anything again, because now you got the blueprint. You know how to beat them. And, man, that was all out impressive to me. 3 field goals? Really?
Yeah.
You got Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
oh my God!
You talk about Mahomes, and thanks for the call, Rod. And you talk about maybe Mahomes at some point in his career, and can he play long enough? Remember, Brady's doing what he's doing because he's played it. He's playing at 43. He's going to play again at 44, and I think there's a good chance he'll play at 45 years old. Can Mahomes do that? That's question one. But to me, the bigger question, what really is question one, is, Brady got to play in that organization with the Patriots for so long that was so good, with the right coaching matchup, with him, with Belichick. Can the Chiefs ever be that kind of organization that can put the pieces together, that can find the diamonds in the rough, that can get everything around a guy like Mahomes and do it for more than a decade to give him the chance to play? It wasn't just the fact that Brady was an elite quarterback and the greatest quarterback any of us have ever seen, including Montana.
Mm-hmm.
It was the fact that the organization, in addition to Brady's talent, was able to do everything they did. Belichick was able to find those pieces. The organization was committed financially. All of these things have to fall into place in addition to a generational talent.
I think when you brought up the Patriots, the point I would make is a lot of times they were able to bring in a free agent or bring in someone that would take less money because they knew they had a shot at a Super Bowl. With the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and seeing what Tom Brady was able to do in 1 year with no offseason, that this team is going to be able to bring in certain guys that might take more money elsewhere, but because they have a shot, maybe they're at the later stages of their career, they're a veteran.
They've made their money.
They're chasing that elusive Super Bowl ring that slipped through their fingers a number of times. They see the starting quarterback of the potential football team they could be playing on and says, I got a shot at a ring here if I just sign for less money. The money's been made, like you're saying.
Right.
That is something, and I don't know
They want to complete their resume, complete that crowning achievement in their career and have a Super Bowl ring.
Exactly.
They know what that's worth when they sign autographs. They know what that's worth when they do appearances. But beyond that, the self-value of being a Super Bowl. That's why you've played your whole life, is to be a Super Bowl champion someday. So that's exactly why you play for less money, to play with a guy like Tom Brady and perhaps someday Patrick Mahomes. All right, your calls and text, Hot Take Monday. We're brought to you by World of Wireless. 877-305-DISH is the number. Call Ben at World of Wireless. He'll get you installed. Hey, for the next 2 Super Bowls, you can lock in your price. It's a 2-year price guarantee when you make the move to Dish right now. High def in every room, whole home DVR. You'll like it because when you hook your internet service into the Hopper system, you can download over 80,000 show and movie titles that you can watch on demand. The voice-activated remotes are a free upgrade as well, plus a $100 Visa gift card. Tons of reasons to sign up. The 2-year price guarantee is the best one of all, and they'll have you installed in 48 hours. 877-305-DISH for WOW World of Wireless.
We'll get into some quick headlines coming up, including a former Cowboy that I know a lot of you know about.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Hey, it was BYOG, bring your own guts. The best deals on hot tubs and endless pools in Fort Smith and Northwest Arkansas is at Burton Pools and Spas. Achieve your health and wellness goals in 2021 with a fantasy spa starting at just $28.95 with 28 selections to choose from. Or the endless pool fitness systems. They give you boundless fitness with swimming year-round. Delivered, installed, and ready to use from Burton Pools and Spas. Burton Pools and Spas in Fort Smith and in Northwest Arkansas. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
Hi, I'm Bill Bolton of NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins. I started in this business in 1972 at an auction house that specialized in antique and estate jewelry, sterling silver, and coins. In that time, I've seen gold go from $35 an ounce to today's price of $1,683. I want to talk to you about the coins you may have inherited and how important it is to deal with someone who understands coins and this market. In 2011, we had a mother and daughter come into our store and sell us a lot of jewelry they no longer wore for $3,300. The daughter then pulled out an 1850 California $10 gold piece. Jeremy offered her $900 and she accepted his offer. He then advised her to have this coin graded. She did, and she sold it for $36,000. If you don't know what you have, please come see Jeremy in our Bentonville store. Don't sell it in an auction or an estate sale and get less money. What's in your safety deposit box could be worth thousands. NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins, Bentonville, Fayetteville.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and your budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
For a dependable, fuel-efficient tractor from a company committed to the future, make sure you choose a Branson tractor. Each of our tractors is backed by a 6-year limited warranty with models available ranging in horsepower from 22 to 58. That means you are sure to find the tractor that is right for you. Make sure you call or stop in today at Bush Tractor. They're located at 7301 South Zero Street in Fort Smith, or you can check them out online at bushtractor.com.
Brr, it's cold, but winter is actually a good time to paint that room you've been meaning to get to. This is Sue from the paint store in Van Buren, and I would love to help you with a great color selection from Richards Paint. Need to do some outdoor painting? The paint store's low temp application product from Richards is usable down to 35 degrees. Experience our 30 plus years of expert friendly advice that you can't get at a national brand store. The paint store in Van Buren, 1414 Fayetteville Road.
There's an old saying, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Hi, this is Scott at Calico County. 2021 is here, and no doubt a lot has changed in the last year. But something that has stayed the same is Calico County's award-winning food. Great portions that are fresh and always cooked from scratch. Something that we have changed is improved curbside service for those of you that don't want to fight the crowds. And of course, we will never change those great cinnamon rolls that everyone loves. So for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or catering, it's Calico County, just off Rogers Avenue, behind Randall Ford.
What's new at the Golf Nut? Ping G425 woods, hybrids, and irons, along with the new Titleist Pro V1 and Pro V1X golf balls. Keep your game sharp on the TrackMan and Foresight indoor simulation base. Make sure you call ahead for an appointment. The Golf Nut has a great selection of shoes, apparel, and accessories in stock. Everything you need to complete your game. As always, don't forget to check Facebook for daily specials. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
When you've escaped the screens and the sun bathes everything in a golden glow, and your friend hands you a cold organic beer that tastes as perfect as nature itself, that's pure gold. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, the first national USDA certified organic beer. Organic by nature. Enjoy responsibly. 2020 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, St. Louis, Missouri.
Do you own apartment complexes, condos, and rental property? Then you have made a great investment. Now make another great decision by calling Trinity Multifamily to help you maximize your return. Trinity Multifamily offers full-service property management, marketing, leasing, sales, and all the services to make your cash flow. Take the hassles and frustrations out of ownership and call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at TrinityMultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Are you concerned about possible COVID exposure for you or your employees? Fort Smith has a new option for PCR COVID testing that is fast and accurate. Natural State Laboratories out of Little Rock has opened a PCR COVID drive-thru location in Fort Smith at Community Bible Church. PCR testing is the most sensitive, accurate test available, and results are available the next day. No appointment is necessary. Convenient COVID PCR drive-thru testing in Fort Smith is open 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday at Community Bible Church, located at 9201 Dallas Street.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
5 to shoot. Sills way out on the floor. Right wing. Deep three. Good from Desi. Wow. Sills has got 16.
I'm going to try this call-in number.
Call or text the Morning Rush at 877-377-6963.
My first official call-in.
Quickie headlines coming up here on the Morning Rush, as well as your calls and texts reacting to the big game yesterday, Super Bowl, as the Kansas City Chiefs fall to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
All right, we'll get to those calls and texts. It's a Hot Take Monday brought to you by Wheels RV. They have RV show pricing already underway, so skip the lines. Don't go to the shows. Go right to Wheels RV for the best prices on the industry's best brands. Plus, the only place you're going to find a lifetime warranty in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley when you purchase your new RV on a Grand Design, a Forest River, the solar-powered Vibe, the new Alliance RV fifth wheels, KZ Sportsman, any of the new RVs or fifth wheels, you're going to get that lifetime warranty at Wheels RV. Check it all out. 5 miles west of Exit 72 on 549 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV.
I'd also ask you this morning, our Morning Rush poll question, what athlete, current or former, do you despise the most? Now, I know that Tom Brady has moved to the front of the line for a bunch of you Kansas City Chiefs fans this morning, but when you look over your sports watching history, current or past, what athlete do you despise the most? Get in here, 877-377-6963. We'll answer that question coming up after some quick hitting headlines. But first, I want to welcome in Danny out in Russellville, home of the Cyclones, into the program this morning. Danny, what you got for us, man?
Good morning, guys. So, Tom Brady got number 7. First one outside the Patriots. So, he's one ahead of Michael Jordan. And Scottie Pippen, too, I believe, has 6, right?
Correct.
Okay. So he's tied with Robert Horry, who had 7 with 3 different teams. And he's one away from tying John Havlicek.
Hondo.
With 8. But he's not going to catch Bill Russell with 11. So he's an elite rarefied air. I've never liked the Patriots, but I found myself pulling for the Bucks last night. I really didn't have a dog in the hunt. I'm a Cowboy fan, so I've been suffering a long time. But I was pulling for the Bucks because I was kind of pulling for the old guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Patrick Mahomes. He's young. He's going to have his day. And honestly, guys, he got beat up last night. He got hurt. It reminded me of Tyler Wilson.
He got sandwiched a few times.
Alabama.
There's a couple times he got hit where 2 or 3 guys converged on him at once.
Yeah, I thought he was going to really, really get hurt because, I mean, he got hit. But, you know, that's football, and that's one thing. If you're going to play a long time, you're going to have to stay injury-free. Before I get off of here, just to comment about the Lady Razorbacks, every time I watch them, it's like deja vu all over again. I watched the first A&M game, and I watched the last A&M game, and I would have swore I was watching the same game because the exact same thing happened. We had a chance to take the lead, got too far under the basket, and the layup hit the underside of the rim, and then the other team scored to win. So it's very disappointing. That team is close, but they just can't quite.
Yeah, it's the curse of Gary Blair, you know.
Yeah, I know. Both games were just identical. But anyway, guys, you have a good day, and thanks for taking my call.
Blame John White for that, you know, for not hanging on to Gary Blair when he should have. However many years ago that's been, close to 20 now. But, yeah, it sort of feels that way. But, yeah, that they just can't seem to get over the hump. You can beat UConn, but can't beat A&M. You know, it's just tough. So
they had was it a 1-point loss earlier this year and then this 2-point loss Sunday?
2, I know it's 2. I don't remember earlier, but both very close games. So
I think it was a game winner that they hit, if I remember that correctly. So that's where we'll start our quick hitting headlines. The Hogs fall to Texas A&M by 2 points. I know it's frustrating for Mike Neighbors and his group because of how close they came to beating a really good Texas A&M team once again. Julius Coates has entered his name into the transfer portal. Arkansas defensive end. He was a guy that you're really excited about, and now it looks like he is heading out of the program. You think about you got a new defensive line coach now, and I wonder if that had anything to do with it. That's pure speculation on my part, but I mean,
it'd be interesting to see if we learn more about this as time goes on. You know, why this wasn't the fit. And the other thing is, you know, spring semester's already started. You're into your off season. You're not that far away from spring practice beginning. Is Coates going to exit now in the midst of an academic semester? I mean, there's just lot of questions about how this will be handled. So the timing is a little bit odd. Other than, like you said, new position coach, some things like that, where there's transition on the defensive side of the ball from a coaching standpoint.
Got some news out of the SEC office. The Georgia and Texas A&M game, as well as the Tennessee-Florida games, have been postponed. I know Arkansas is just coming off a postponed game against the Texas A&M Aggies that they weren't able to play in Bud Walton Arena on Saturday. Hadn't heard anything about the Kentucky game. Would assume that would be on unless something changes. But we've seen it's more prevalent in basketball because of how quick the turnaround time is, and you're getting 2 games in a week rather than just 1.
Yep. So a lot of people looking forward to that, and I know we hadn't paid a lot of attention, and I don't know how much time we're going to spend today. Probably not much on the Kentucky game. We'll tomorrow, but a win there is and I think Arkansas is the better basketball team. I mean, honestly,
they lost again to Tennessee on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, so. That the timing of that's probably not good, but from the Arkansas perspective. But Arkansas needs to go win this basketball game. I think the energy and excitement will go to another level just because you've beaten Kentucky at Rupp Arena. Even though this won't be as quality a win as you've had maybe in years past, but hey, nonetheless, when you get a win over Kentucky, I don't care how off their year might be, it's noteworthy for any program.
Did you see the story of Greenwood High School, the janitor story?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a janitor named Jamie who works at Greenwood High School, has cerebral palsy. He's been in the football team janitor since 2019. He couldn't play sports growing up, even though he wanted to. They gave him a state ring, which I thought was a really cool story.
State championship. They won the state championship in football, if you were to wear this last year. And I don't know who made the decision, who was behind this, if it was Chris Young or someone else, but great job for them, including him in. And this story got on social media, and then SportsCenter picked it up on social media, and it's really kind of swept the country and gotten a lot of recognition because, honestly, there's a lot of people, even in a high school program. We're talking about Super Bowl this morning, Tom Brady. There's a lot of people in an organization like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that help them win and be successful, including janitors, including people that keep particularly a year like this where you get COVID. It's the same is true in a high school program. And for someone that has challenges in their life to be included, great job by, whether it's Dustin, their AD, Dustin Smith, or whether it's Chris Young, whoever made this call, great job by you. Kudos.
That was pretty cool. Did you see Jenkins' latest news on Dak Prescott and his contract situation? This is via Tom Pelissero, however you say his name, works for the NFL Network. They're trying to sign him to a long-term deal before March 9th. If not, it's looking like he's going to play for another franchise tag at $37.7 million. Oh,
poor Dak.
The horror.
See, because the new league year is, March 17th? And that's the start of the new league year. So trying to get it done before then. So
it ain't looking like anything's going to get done before then, the way it's looking right now. So, poor guy, $37 million to play football.
Well, obviously you want to lock up that kind of number for 4 years, I think they'll get something done because he knows coming off that injury, one more injury like that, and that 27 becomes 17 pretty quick. So, and that'll be all the market will bear. So maybe they can find a way to get something done. And hey, 30-something million, particularly in the state of Texas, with no state income tax, staying there for 4 years, that's a 7, 8, depending on where you're living, as much as a 13% premium right there.
And you mentioned the no income tax. That's also
state income tax.
Yeah, the state income tax. That's also applicable to Florida when Tampa Bay is trying to seek free agents and trying to team them up with Tom Brady. They might sign for less money, but they have that to think about.
So if you're in New York or California, it's north of 10, more like 12 or 13. That's a detriment. So.
Speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, Tommy wanted to hit on this morning. Drew Pearson.
Well, you had he was just part of the Hall of Fame class. I was just going to mention that, and I got to meet Drew Pearson once. He was part of a Super Bowl watch party that we were hosting at Choctaw Casino, 7 or 8 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, whatever it was, and he was there, and finally gets into the Hall of Fame this year. Of course, Peyton Manning, kind of the central part of the conversation when it comes to the Hall of Fame, and no doubt he was going to be a first-rounder. But I know that Drew Pearson, for a number of years, one of these veterans that just couldn't quite get there, undrafted free agent, a guy that you just really had to fight through it. And then keep in mind, you're going to have kind of two classes inducted at one time because you didn't have the Hall of Fame this year. Cliff Harris going to go in from Ouachita Baptist, but another Cowboy and Drew Pearson getting in this year.
One of the best to do it. One of the absolute best to do it. And I know, you were joking this morning, now you're fixing to play it. His NFL draft announcement is.
In 2017, at the NFL draft, the Cowboys selected Drew Pearson to announce their second-round pick. And this right here should be the reason he gets into the Hall of Fame. This was in Philadelphia, right?
Yes.
This is when the draft was in Philly. And, of course, we know that there is no love lost between the Cowboys and the Eagles.
None at all.
And Drew Pearson took the opportunity at the microphone that day, front and center, in front of the whole world and in front of the Eagles fans, to rub it in their face.
All right. How about them Cowboys? I want to thank the Eagle fans for allowing me to have a career in the NFL. Thank you. I am honored as an undrafted free agent to be selected to make the Cowboys second-round draft pick. And on behalf of the 5-time world champion Dallas Cowboys,
I love it.
Hall of Fame owner Jerry Jones, Dean Jones and the Jones family, Coach Jason Garrett, all the Cowboy players that played before me, that played with me, and played after me, with the second pick and the 60th pick in the second round, the Dallas Cowboys select defensive back from Colorado, Chidobe Awuzie.
Beautiful.
I mean, just awesome. Awesome troll job there. So
I love that the boos just progressively get more and more aggressive as it.
Exactly what you expect from Eagles fans.
The Philadelphia Museum of Art. That was low-key.
Congratulations to Drew Pearson on getting into the Hall of Fame
and
finally.
It's a really good class, too.
Well, yeah.
With Manning, Charles Woodson, Drew Pearson, what was the Calvin Johnson.
Yes.
Megatron.
Really good class this year.
And that blends right into our next conversation. I don't know how many Philadelphia Eagles fans would say that Drew Pearson is their least liked athlete of all time. But when you think about someone that you despise or not like, Eagles fans and Dallas Cowboys fans definitely have their particular player that's on that list. Eagles and Cowboys fans have that, and we'll jump in that conversation coming up in just a sec.
All right. Are you leading me into something here? You want me to read?
I thought that's where you're going on this. So we can go. We can
jump right into it.
Okay. So when you think about some of the most hated athletes of all time, I don't know, Arkansas fans, there's probably a Texas player, too, football player that stands out. If you're Dallas Cowboys fans, maybe it's a Philadelphia Eagle that stands out amongst the list. You can hop in here at 877-377-6963. And Porter actually texted in the one I was going to start out with. Duke has had a long history of having players that you just dislike that are really annoying, whether it's Grayson Allen, who
Christian
Porter
Laettner.
texted. I hate Christian Laettner.
Christian Laettner.
There's a documentary of I Hate Christian Laettner. That's really good. The Fab Five are in it. It's if you haven't gotten a chance, I was telling you about the Al Davis versus the NFL 30 for 30 earlier. The I Hate Christian Laettner is also great. The most recent nuisance that has come out of the Duke basketball program, and not just in his time at Duke, but in his time in the National Basketball Association too, has to be Grayson Allen. The constant tripping, the sideline antics. He is just up there for me as one of the least likable guys ever come out of that Duke program. That's hard to beat.
Grayson Allen is up there. Would you put Bobby Hurley on that list?
I don't have a disdain for Bobby Hurley because I wasn't born when he was riding his heyday. I know a lot of people have said that, the tandem.
I think he gets shielded from some of that because of Laettner, but I think a lot of people didn't like Bobby Hurley either. So
he's he's up there.
Yeah,
I think a lot of Duke players, Shane Battier, I know was annoying for a lot of different people. As talented and as good as he was, there's just a lot of Duke players. Greg Paulus, J.J. Redick, you just have those antics about you, and they do it the Duke way, the right way. Cherokee Parks was the center that UB in the national championship in 1994. There's a bunch of former Dukies that you can point to and say, yeah, you're definitely at the top of the list.
So we're bringing this up because obviously the Super Bowl last night, Tom Brady. Is Tom Brady on that list? I mean, is Tom Brady a guy you respect and admire or someone you hate because of his success? Yeah, I think back, and I was never the biggest NASCAR fan, but I went to one or two events, and I've always found it interesting, even after Dale Earnhardt passed away, the number of number 3 trailers, shirts, hats, the people that would stand in line still to buy the memorabilia that loved him, but there was people that hated Dale Earnhardt because of all the success he had. And then after he passed away, it became Jeff Gordon. People hated Jeff Gordon. For whatever reason, when you have an immense amount of success, there are going to be people that respect you and people that are drawn to you, but then there is a large faction of fans out there that just hate you because I guess the wind blows strongest at the mountaintop is the old adage. But is Tom Brady now one of those guys, or is this just further emboldened? It's not like he just became successful last night. Does this further embolden sports fans? And I think we live in an area, particularly with a lot of Chiefs fans because of where we're at. Is Tom Brady someone, if you're a Chiefs fan out there this morning, that you despise this guy? He won a lot with the Patriots. You had to deal with him, in AFC championship games and AFC playoff games, divisional round, whatever it was. Now you're dealing with him in Super Bowls. Is Brady on that list for you of someone you just absolutely annoyed by, can't stand, have no respect for, even though he's had all that success?
It's not on my list, but I know a lot of Kansas City Chiefs fans have definitely put him up there.
But you haven't grown up a big Chiefs fan,
Mm-mm. You're saying I have, or you're saying...
No, you haven't, right?
No.
So, I want to hear from some Chiefs fans. How do you? I mean, I know it's raw and it's just hours after the game, but is Brady one of those guys, as you now feel like a lot of college basketball fans felt about Christian Laettner?
JT in Hot Springs says Brady used to be for him, but now he respects him for all that he's accomplished. And I know for Kansas City fans, not only were you knocked out of the AFC Championship 2 years ago, you lost a Super Bowl last night. Really didn't just lose. We're destroyed last night, and I don't take any pleasure saying that this morning. That's just what happened. I know it's frustrating.
Final score speaks for itself.
It's frustrating for all the Kansas City Chiefs fans out there how that game concluded, how that game ended. So there was a fight on Saturday night. Jose Canseco got in a fight. Well, there's a lot of dismay and distrust towards him over the years. Can you kind of explain that?
Well, the distrust with him had to do with performance-enhancing drugs. Yeah, PEDs. And I think a lot of people within the sport itself didn't trust him because he wrote, was behind books and tell-alls. And, I think athletes don't want athletes telling on other athletes. So, Jose Canseco was part of a group of players that ushered in some bad stuff into the sport. But as a kid, as a 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old, 11-year-old kid, the Bash brothers, Canseco and McGuire, when they were in Oakland, man, I loved them.
They're cool.
They were cool, and they were players that I really looked up to. Hey, we're brought to you by The Fence Man. If you need more security or more curb appeal, a better look around your home or your business, The Fence Man can help give you both, a better look and more security around your home or business. If you want custom wrought iron installation, a custom wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, chain link fence, whatever kind of fencing you have in mind for your project, whether it's residential or commercial, like we said, they do all kinds of fencing, gates, and controlled access system. Call the Fence Man. They have 18 months, same as cash financing, 479-782-3936. That's 782-3936 for the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Want to welcome in our biggest Chiefs fan that listens to the program, Mr. David in South Arkansas. I know he's highly disappointed with the results last night and just wants to get this call over with. Go ahead, David.
All right. Well, first of all, I'm glad I had the volume turned down on the TV, so I couldn't hear the Brady Slobberfest going on from all the announcers and everything. But I will say this about Brady. I respect him for what he has done. Certainly, he has achieved a lot. I can respect him for that. However, my problem with people like Brady is the Tuck rule, the whole investigation with the footballs, the things that Brady, to me, can get away with. I remember in the AFC Championship game, our defensive lineman came in, hit an offensive lineman, and they call roughing the passer. Brady gets touched. Oh, my God, no. We've got to call roughing the passer. You mentioned Mahomes getting beat up. He got bent over backwards by 3 people. One even shoved him. Fortunately, they did call a flag on that last night. Now, as far as athletes, people I can't stand, let's go back to Archie Manning, and I will include the entire Manning family in that category just for what they've done. And baseball, oh, God, you get people, A-Rod, Mr. Steroid, all those guys, no, just the arrogance. But anyway, we can talk, that's a wonderful subject for tailgating. I'll be honest, I could take up an entire morning, afternoon up at Arrowhead tailgating, which I do have my season tickets already for next year on order and all that good stuff.
There you go.
Last night was disappointing. Last night was horrible, yes. You know, on to this year, Mahomes get his toe operated on. That poor boy, I know, is going to be sore as all get out this morning. But that's just my whole beef with Brady, is the incredible favoritism that's shown him. You breathe hard on him, you're going to get a flag. Other players don't get that. But anyway, such is life. Go Chiefs for next year, and thank you, gentlemen.
You know, David's perception is Brady gets all the calls and gets all the protection. If you believe that and you believe that's reality, if you're a Chiefs fan, you kind of want that, right? Because Mahomes is going to be one of those guys that gets the benefit of the doubt, that gets the extra protection, that's protected in the eyes of many because he's a superstar in the league. So if you believe that's going on, David, I wouldn't be too quick to want to usher that out or dismiss it, because I think the Chiefs have a guy that is going to get that kind of protection that the league wants around for a long time.
Yeah,
so.
And in my opinion on that, Mahomes gets a lot of special treatment as well. The difference last night, David, is because the Bucs were getting pressure and the Chiefs weren't. That's what it came down to. That was the difference last night. End of story, end of the day.
So, you know, at the end of the day, we were really treated to what could have been a great game with a special matchup of quarterbacks. But the Buccaneer defense just kind of ruined that last night. And the depletion a little bit of the offensive line had a great deal to do with that with Kansas City. It would have been interesting to see what that matchup would have been if Kansas City's offensive line would have been full tilt.
Todd Bowles, give him a lot of credit, the defensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, hour number 2 on the way. You want to hear Kevin Harlan's streaker call? That's on the other side. Stay with us, folks.
So, you upgraded to the elevated ride of the 2021 Toyota Highlander.
New Highlander, Mr. D?
Yeah, figured it was time for something nicer, more refined.
Look at this thing. I mean, that moonroof is pretty sweet.
It's extremely stylish.
That's not all. As you can see, it has leather seats, dual-zone climate control.
And comes with all the latest tech.
And Android Auto. Check out this 12.3-inch touchscreen. Great for navigation, hands-free communication, music.
Awesome.
The Highlander also has loads of space and even a third-row seat.
Did I see 5 USB ports?
You sure did, buddy.
Perfect place for your daughter's new boyfriend.
This is so embarrassing.
Elevate every ride in the new 2021 Highlander.
Get $1,500 customer cash, or qualified lessees can lease a new 2021 Highlander L for only $279 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and 3/1/21.
RV Show pricing is arriving early at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV wants to invite you to skip the lines and the crowds this year and shop the industry's best brands at Northwest Arkansas's premier RV dealer. And with a lifetime warranty, RV storage, and a mobile service shuttle, owning a new RV has never been easier. RV Show pricing beginning now at Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV. Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources, and I want to help you get a great deal on a great car. So I'm making it easy with prices up to $3,113 below retail on the best selection of Rath road-ready vehicles we've had in months. These are late model, low mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs that have been handpicked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. You just can't buy a better pre-owned vehicle. And right now you can save with prices up to $3,113 below retail. If you're waiting on your tax refund, my TaxMax program can help with that by getting you access to your money now. Worried about your credit? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process can get you approved and driving your nicer, newer car today. If you're not in the market right now, let us take care of the car you have in our Meineke Car Care Center, the home of half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Don't wait. Get the nicer, newer car you want today and save up to $3,113 at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
At Frankrow Furniture for the month of February, Frankrow Furniture is ready to deal on cash or finance sales. Just come on in and tell us you heard this ad on ESPN 95.3 and receive huge discounts. Frankrow Furniture stands behind our furniture with service after the sale and carry as many Made in the USA brands as possible. We are family owned and offer in-store no credit check financing. Frankrow Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
Tired of constant computer issues at work? And who knows what the real problem is? Is it the router? No, it's the hardware. Wait, they said it was the software. Call Hashtech Managed IT Services. Their multifaceted approach to IT support guarantees that everything is working at optimum performance. And Hashtech prevents the small problems from becoming big issues. Hashtech Managed IT Services in Van Buren. 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtech Technology without the headache.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
Whether it's a game day, a holiday, an office function, or your family lunch or dinner, Whole Hog Cafe in Fort Smith is ready to serve you their award-winning barbecue and sides. Call either of the Whole Hog Fort Smith locations on Borough Road or Phoenix Avenue, or go online to wholehogfortsmith.com and check out their buddy packs and party packs. Both Whole Hog locations are open with limited seating until further notice. They're open 11 till 6 Tuesday through Saturday. Experience award-winning barbecue and sides at Whole Hog Cafe today.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and your budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
We may be dealing with some freezing fog and some icy patches across the north today. Our temperatures this afternoon, low 40s north, low 50s south. Could see a decent chance of some rain across the north tonight, and overnight low upper 20s, closer to 40 further south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Hey, it's Zach Ards. Make sure to tune in to Ruskin and Zach every weekday afternoon from 3 to 7 on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
How about this? In a world turned upside down by pandemic, in a year where everything has been different, one thing remains the same. Tom Brady is a Super Bowl champion again for the record-setting 7th time. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are Super Bowl 55 champions, led by Tom Brady. Absolutely a player for the ages.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from
Hit that line.
.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Okay. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy? What's wrong? Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Kevin Harlan is one of the better broadcasters in this industry. And if you got a chance to listen to our broadcast of the Super Bowl yesterday, courtesy of Westwood One on ESPN 95.3 and ESPN 104.3, you'll know the audio that I'm about to play. The streaker call that he is really famous for as really giving a lot of emphasis to. We're going to play that coming up, and I know that a lot of you will love what you're about to hear on the Morning Rush.
Hot Take Monday brought to you by Wheels RV. RV show pricing is already underway in Northwest Arkansas at Wheels RV. So if you want the best price, but you don't want to wait for an RV show, well, skip the line, skip the shows this year, and get the industry's best brands and get the best prices right now at Northwest Arkansas's premier RV dealer. And you get a lifetime warranty available on all the best brands like Grand Design, Forest Rivers, the new solar-powered Vibe, and the all-new Alliance RV fifth wheels, as well as the KZ Sportsman. The only place you'll find a lifetime warranty in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley is Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
I really enjoy Kevin Harlan, whether he's calling football, basketball. He's just really talented, and this might be what he's best at.
5:03 to go. Someone has run on the field. Some guy with a bra. And now he's not being chased. He's running down the middle of the 40. Arms in the air in a victory salute. He's pulling down his pants. Put up your pants, my man. Pull up those pants. He's being chased to the 30. He breaks a tackle from a security guard. The 20, down the middle, the 10, the 5. He slides at the 1, and they converge on him at the goal line. Pull up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man. And the players with hands on hips at the other end of the field are looking at him and shaking their head and saying, why, oh, why is this taking place in a Super Bowl?
So Kurt Warner's next to him. What do you think Warner's doing when he sees something like this?
On TV, they immediately cut away because they don't give credence or credit or give an opportunity for a streaker, someone that runs out on the field, to get any notoriety out of it. So TV pays no attention to it. But Kevin Harlan takes the other approach. Now, obviously, we don't know the name of the person. They ultimately get nothing personally for it, but he does a great job of describing the apprehension of the person that runs out onto the field. This is not the first time he's done one of these. There's been others where someone has illegally entered the field to play and gotten crushed by security, and he does a good job of that. So he makes it entertaining.
Have you ever gone streaking?
No. I was at the closest I've come is being at the Ole Miss game 20 years ago or whatever it was, 15 years ago.
Okay.
When a streaker ran out onto the field of the Arkansas Ole Miss game from the north end zone. That's about as close as I've gotten. And that was sitting in the stands watching it.
You remember what year that was?
That'd have been about, 2 or 3, somewhere in there.
I just don't know the punishment of getting killed by 3 or 4 different security guards is worth the fame for, a week? And then everyone forgets about it?
State Trooper Bill Carver crushed him at about the 45-yard line.
That, to me,
then they had to get John White's overcoat to put on him to take him out of there.
I've never understood the reasoning and rationale to do that, right?
Alcohol.
That sometimes just takes the cake. But I appreciate the approach that Kevin
Now,
Harlan.
I think in the Arkansas Ole Miss situation, there was a fund of money. A bunch of the friends and buddies had put together a pile of money.
Okay.
Said, if you will do this, you get this money. I believe is the backstory on that. Now, I think most of it went to bail and legal fees and getting him out of Hawk, more or less. But, yeah.
Matt chimes in and says Ole Miss streaker was homecoming in 2002. Okay. So how much money would it take you to streak during the Rice game opening weekend in Donald W?
There isn't enough, no. Well, I say there's not enough, but
there's always enough.
It would require 2 commas. We're going to get into the millions for me.
The guy's wearing a hog hat and picture of these.
He had his private areas covered up with what looked to be like a Razorback head cover or something. It wasn't quite that, but it would have been something along those lines.
I think streaking for me, I think I couldn't. How much legal fees would you incur?
I don't know what the punishment is, but I would imagine it's quite severe. So, and I think you get banned for maybe life from coming back to games. So
my media credential would get revoked.
Yeah, yes.
I'd have to make.
I don't think the fame and notoriety you think you're going to receive is worth the punishment that the judge is going to hand down.
To levy to you? Yeah. I think I'd have to make it at least $100K to.
Yeah, and I don't think your buddies are putting. I don't think your buddies are putting up $100K.
And I'd have to be paid up front too, because it's one of those things. Oh, we'll pay you. We'll pay after. Yeah. It's just like
we'll Venmo you the money.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, right.
Any Arkansas media member in particular you'd like to see go streaking?
No, not really.
You don't want to answer that question?
No, not really. SmackDown. I guess I
was going to say you could say. I mean, I'm the obvious choice.
Yeah,
here.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
I want to see you and Bob Holt line up at the goal line and just go for it. So
just galloping 300-pound man running across the 50-yard line.
What a vivid sense of imagery that we're giving our listeners this morning.
Give me a 30-pack. I'll do it.
If you're going to streak, if you're going to enter illegally into the field of play, why not at the Super Bowl? I mean, hell, go for it.
Well, here's my issue. He didn't even score. He went down to the 1-yard line.
So
that's the worst thing right here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that had to go to video review whether or not the streaker last night scored. I don't think we call him a streaker. He wasn't really a streaker. He was clothed.
What is when you
say he wasn't naked last night running on the field?
It was cold in Tampa, wasn't it? Was it cold?
Well, yeah.
Certain things shrivel up if you're naked and it's cold.
I don't think it was cold in Tampa, but I mean it was cold here. But he wasn't naked running on the field.
Is it only considered streaking if you're naked?
I think, according to Ray Stevens and his famous song, they call him the Streak. I think you have to be naked.
You have to be,
according to that song.
Right. Yeah. Hong Kong Suey chimes in. He says he wants to see how much it would cost Wally Hall to streak.
You really don't.
I think we could assemble some money from Razorback fans to make that happen somehow, some way. That'd be an interesting question.
There has not been, to my knowledge, anyone run onto the field to play at a football game since 2002, right?
Right.
I don't think that's happened.
At Arkansas?
So we've been nearly 20 years.
Hey, just raise the $100K and I'll do it next year.
Yeah.
And then Kyle Parkinson and company will never let me come to a game again as a credentialed media member.
Right. You may not get to go back just for suggesting that you would do it. So
I'd be okay.
Yeah.
I think that'd be okay. But
nobody else would be okay if we saw you streak across the 50-yard line.
It would be all the therapy the rest of us
yes,
would
it would.
Yeah.
We are getting some funny texts this morning. What media member would you want to see streak and an Arkansas Razorback game this season?
We veered off the rails here a little bit. Hey, head to Joe's Grill and Cantina tomorrow night, Arkansas, Kentucky. Guess what we got, boys?
Half price apps and tags.
That's right. So plus it's Tuesday, so you get Taco Tuesday. So it's kind of a double dip tomorrow night. Double whammy. Well, double whammy for Joe's. So they're going to be busy tomorrow night. Half price apps and taps for the game. And then you get all the crispy tacos, your choice of beef or chicken tacos on Tuesdays, just $1 a piece. Plus, a lot of their other tacos are on special as well. So be sure and head to Joe's tomorrow night for the game as the Hogs beat down on Big Blue tomorrow. Yeah. You can watch that game at Joe's. Get those half-price apps and taps. 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps.
Well, I'll bring in Tom Murphy coming up and ask him the same question we just posed to you.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Eagles Nest is coming in hot.
at any of the Clay Maxey companies. It's just an easy, customer-centered experience. We wanted to make it a one-stop shop, so we added Kawasaki and Can-Am and Hustler and Worldline. It's really been a nice add for us. We provide full service. We're doing pickup and delivery. We were able to add the Vexus line, which is a premier bass boat line. We want to make it easy. We want you to visit us at any of the Clay Maxey companies. Clay Maxey Ford and Harrison, Berryville, Motorsports, Marine, or Clay Maxey NWA.
Tommy Craft for the Fence Man. If you've always wanted powered automatic gates, Tommy Craft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A little girl asked me one time, "Pastor, does the devil have a mother?" I was shocked by her deep question and thought for a second. Yes, he does. Her name is pride. The devil fell because of a rebel yell of pride. The Bible says pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride really is the mother of all sins and will take you on a dark ride. There's nothing more devilish than being rebellious. I'm Pastor Heath. Check us out at woodlandpeople.church.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sacalé, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
With Greenwood Flower Shop, 996-2127. You can't buy love, but you can buy beautiful roses from Greenwood Flower Shop, 996-2127.
Hey, Grounds guys.
Hey, what?
How'd you like to mow my lawn?
You betcha. If you want your lawn professionally maintained, the Grounds Guys is your one-stop shop. The Grounds Guys will mow, trim, edge, blow away all the debris off your sidewalks and driveway, and keep your lawn the envy of the neighborhood all year long. Call 479-303-GUYS. That's 303-GUYS. Or go to groundsguys.com for all your lawn care needs in Northwest Arkansas and the Fort Smith area. The Grounds Guys. Leave the yard work to us.
River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch, dinner, and brunch. Open 7 days a week, both on the heated patio and the cozy dining room. River City Bistro is locally owned and open weekdays 11 to 8, Saturdays 10 to 8, and Sundays 10 to 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Have you been looking for your next place to call home and just haven't found the right one? Then it's time to check out the properties at Trinity Multifamily. With a variety of apartments, duplexes, townhomes, and houses, there is surely one to fit your needs. Whether it's in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, or Central Arkansas that you are looking at, they have you covered. Give them a call today. Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Are you concerned about possible COVID exposure for you or your employees, Fort Smith has a new option for PCR COVID testing that is fast and accurate. Natural State Laboratories out of Little Rock has opened a PCR COVID drive-thru location in Fort Smith at Community Bible Church. PCR testing is the most sensitive, accurate test available, and results are available the next day. No appointment is necessary. Convenient COVID PCR drive-thru testing in Fort Smith is open 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday at Community Bible Church, located at 9201 Dallas Street.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Crabb.
5 to shoot on the offensive end. Sills to Note, left wing, three-pointer good.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
We're going to welcome in our guy, Tom Murphy, in just a second. I'm sure that he was not too much of a fan of the outcome of yesterday's game, being that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in the same division as his beloved Atlanta Falcons, and he's not the biggest Tom Brady fan either.
Yeah,
Excuse
so
me.
I saw some of his tweets last night. Yeah, you're right on cue there. So
we will
right on par.
we'll join him in just a sec.
All right, brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. We're going to have some hot tub weather this week. You're going to want to be in a hot tub just to kind of keep yourself warmed up. And listen, if you're wanting to turn your backyard into an oasis, something with a hot tub, maybe a in-ground pool, or maybe you want one of those endless pool fitness systems that can give you a little bit of both. You can get your exercise plus have year-round swimming in warm water. Hey, they can do that at Burton Pools and Spas. They have 28 different models to choose from when it comes to spas. Hot spring spas have 3 different levels: the fantasy spas, the High Life, and the Limelight series. You can look and see all the different features they have. Plus, they have the endless pool fitness systems that give you year-round swimming, great way to get your exercise, swim laps in your own backyard with an endless pool fitness system. The complete endless pool start at just $20,923, and that includes delivery, setup, installation from Burton Pools and Spas. Stop in, see them for yourself, or look online at burtonpools.com, or I mentioned the showroom, Springdale and in Fort Smith, at Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
Tom, I was heading into this game thinking a couple of scenarios would happen. Maybe the Chiefs blow them out. It's a close Chiefs win. It's a close Bucs win. I did not anticipate the Bucs thoroughly dominating the game like they did last night. What was the wildest thing that you think occurred with the outcome of the Super Bowl?
Well, hey, guys, and it was only 2 tweets, Tommy, and I disagreed with a couple of the PI calls. But I just thought the undisciplined nature of the Chiefs, when you think about the first half, you had the Chris Jones, unsportsmanlike, which to me was just bogus. I mean, he had gotten pushed to start with, and he pushed his back. And it was just a push. It wasn't even, like, to the face. So you had that. Then you had the lining up offsides on what would have been a field goal, and then the Buccaneers convert that into a touchdown. So just lack of discipline, and you have to give the Buccaneers credit. Todd Bowles and that defensive side of the ball did a phenomenal job of studying what the Chiefs do with all their motions and those backfield circling deals by Hill and Hardman, and they didn't let Hill and Hardman get loose and tear them up. And Travis Kelce dropped a pass in the first half that would have been a third down conversion, dropped it. Another guy dropped a would-be touchdown pass, hit him in the helmet. So, and then Hill had one that sometimes he makes that catch. It was the beat ball in the first half. So all those things happened, and the Buccaneers were at home, and they played better. They deserved to win the game.
It was a really fun game last night. I know a lot of people have hot takeaways following the game on a Monday morning, as it is a Hot Take Monday. And one of the ones I heard that I didn't think was necessarily outlandish is it's going to be difficult now for Patrick Mahomes to catch Tom Brady. It was already going to be difficult to begin with if you had won last night and you had 2 Super Bowls and Tom had 6. But, Tom, now he has to get to 7. And the lasting image in everyone's head, if they don't mean the Super Bowl again, is he got thoroughly outplayed. And I wonder, from your perspective, does the deficit that Patrick Mahomes has to catch up with Brady, does it seem insurmountable to this point?
Well, it does. And here's the reason I think. The Chiefs franchise is very solid, and I it wouldn't surprise me at all to see them in another Super Bowl or two in the next 5 years. And in the next 6 or 8 years, a couple of 3 Super Bowls. The Patriots franchise, that model, people are going to try to duplicate it. The Falcons tried to duplicate it with Thomas Dimitroff, and we had a moderate success. But it's really hard to get the whole thing down. Player personnel, how they manage their salary pool, a coach like Belichick, and then a series of assistant coaches that have been as good as they have been. And so I don't think the Chiefs franchise, and you're of the generation, Ty, that likes to compare, this is how many Tom Brady won, and this is how many Ben Roethlisberger won, and this is how many Patrick's going to win. I don't put it on such an individual thing.
Yeah.
I don't see how, Patrick Mahomes to win 5 more Super Bowls, or would it be 6 now?
6 now. Yeah.
6 now.
Yeah,
Tie.
That's not going to happen.
Well, that's the point I was making earlier. First of all, you look at all the things that have to happen. Can Patrick Mahomes play enough seasons? Tom Brady's won last night at 43. He's going to play at 44 and maybe at 45, and I don't know that he's won his last Super Bowl. I don't know that he's done at 7. So you got that, number one. You mentioned the franchise, and I brought that up earlier with the Patriots. It's not just the fact that Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback any of us have laid eyes on. It's the fact that the organization from the top down, from ownership down to general manager to head coach, could find the diamonds in the rough, could figure out how to convince veteran players from around the league that were free agents to come play for less money there because they could possibly win a race. They just had the perfect storm. And I don't know that the Chiefs can recreate that. So your point is perfect. I don't know that any other franchise can put together what the Patriots were able to do in the heart of Brady's run to give Mahomes a chance to ever compete. And we're not talking about doing it for a 2 to 3 to 4 year period. Tom, you got to do that for, honestly, a 15-year period.
You do. And I don't know if guys of Patrick Mahomes' generation, a lot of those guys, take a Megatron, for instance, even though he's kind of a half generation, he played 9 years or whatever, and he was phenomenal. But, okay, I've had enough. He made a ton of money. There's going to be more guys who do that kind of thing, and I'm not saying that's what Patrick Mahomes will do. But when you compare his talent, though, the Buccaneers just had a great game plan. Think of how many passes they had where basically as soon as Mahomes got the snap, there was pressure on him. And he did some of those circular scrambles to try to keep the play alive, and the Bucs just were all over it. There was a lot of penalties called for holding on the Chiefs secondary and other type penalties, and there weren't very many called against the Buccaneers.
Yeah. So when you compare Tom Brady, and I think that the debate is over whether or not he's the greatest quarterback of all time or maybe the greatest football player of all time, but now the debate or the comparison or the conversation is already turned. Is he the greatest professional athlete of all time? And the comparisons to him and Jordan, him and Bill Russell. Where does he stack up, in your opinion, when it comes to, Bill Russell with 10, Michael Jordan with 6? When you go down this list of, to me, it's going about the greatest, and maybe I'm discounting Bill Russell because it was before my time, but when you look at just Jordan and Brady, that's an interesting conversation to me.
No question. And certainly in the Mount Rushmore of all-time sports, Tom Brady, I think, would be up there for the football. And it's not like I dislike or like Tom Brady. I'm just kind of neutral.
But when you were watching Joe Montana in his prime, you never thought you'd say that somebody would take Montana off of the Mount Rushmore as the football representative, would you?
Yeah. Montana was out.
You never thought it happened. Yeah.
And Brady has certainly done that. And, think about it. The running component isn't there. I mean, he scrambled a few times when the defense is all out in protection and in coverage, and he's gotten around an edge and he scrambled for a first down. But that component is nothing like Patrick Mahomes can do, and some of the younger, Josh Allen can do that. So he's done it with basically being a pocket quarterback, and yep. I'm not going to argue the point. I think he's the greatest quarterback that the NFL has ever had.
Tom Murphy with us here on the Morning Rush. Tom stepping outside of the Super Bowl we watched last night. Want to get your take on Julius Coates entering the transfer portal. Any indication that this was going to happen? Just kind of want your opinion on that.
Well, it's been a weird year for him, and I just think that there was some emotional issues later on in the season that impacted him, and I wouldn't say it was a great surprise. You hate to lose a talent like that, and you'd like to see Jermell Ashley have the chance to develop a guy like him for another year. But when you look at prototype DNs, I mean, he can fit that bill, 6'5", 270, whatever his height and weight were. He looked like a DN, and Arkansas needs to recruit certainly more of his body type. But, sometimes JUCO dudes are phenomenal pickups, and sometimes they're hit and miss, and then sometimes they're bust, and I would put him in the middle category. He had a couple of plays in a couple of games where you're like, whoa, this could be an impact DN, and then other games where he did something off the field academically, and he doesn't make the trip for you to Mississippi State. So that's the gamble on JUCO talent.
Tom, I know that we got a chance to talk with Muss this past weekend, and I know he's itching to play Kentucky. Heading into this game tomorrow night, Tommy and I were discussing this a little earlier, and we're going to talk about it more in depth tomorrow. How big of a win would it actually be if they defeated the Wildcats in Lexington? What's your sense from the fan base and your sense from this basketball team what that win would mean to this program right now?
Well, you have to put it all in context. Winning at Rupp Arena is always a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But beating this Kentucky team, now it's happened now a few times, right? When you almost replace your entire roster year by year like Kentucky, every once in a while, I guess you can come up with a dud. And I just think that when you listen to people talk about them, Brandon Boston, good point guard, but he's not as fast as DeAndre Fox and some of the other point guards, and maybe not as great of a leader. And they're just a poor shooting team right now.
Yeah,
41.6%, the lowest field goal percentage in the SEC. So even though they're skilled and they're athletic, pure shooters, they're lacking in that. And if you ask me, Arkansas, on the balance, is it better for them to have had this long time off for healing, or will there be a rust component? And I think it weighs heavier on that it's going to benefit them that they had the time off for Moses Moody's ankle, for Justice Smith's ankle, for Desi Sills, and Jalen Williams to be healthier for this game, and that they can knock the rust off a little bit better. Kentucky's going to be raring to go, though. I mean, they blew a nice lead against Tennessee the other day, and the pressure is mounting. You know what it's like inside that program when you start losing, and they expect you to win all the time.
Yeah.
So it still would be a very, very nice win. Arkansas needs another good road win. They need to mount some Quadrant 1 wins.
Well, let me give you another good reason. Arkansas is 29th in the net rankings that were through February 7th. I had to scroll a ways to find Kentucky. You know where they're ranked? 80th. So,
yeah.
I mean, let's just forget about the Arkansas, Kentucky, Rupp Arena, winning there, what all that matters. When you're 29, you can't lose to number 80. And that's the reality of this matchup when you're playing a 5-12 Kentucky team. They're 80th in net rankings, Tom, just from the metric standpoint. You can't afford to lose this ball game wherever it's played.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a good loss, but we all know that Kentucky's capable of rising up. I mean, they've already beaten Florida this year. So,
but they're 80th right now,
They're 80th right now. You could lose this game and still make the tournament if you're Arkansas, but it's going to knock your net down.
Sure.
So I just think that the combination of rust and kind of the state that Kentucky's in, Arkansas's got to get in there and rebound with those guys. And if they do that, I mean, you look at Arkansas, Texas A&M women yesterday, rebounding to me was the biggest single factor in that loss. A&M got so many second chance points. So limit that for Kentucky, get on the boards, and I think the Razorbacks will have a chance to win.
Yeah, you just get back in the rhythm. Arkansas has been pretty fortunate not to miss a lot of games. They had that Tulsa game. They rescheduled another opponent. Basketball is a game of routine and rhythm, and just getting back into that. You play on Tuesday, Wednesday, then you play on Saturday, and you turn around and you do it all over again. It gets you out of your rhythm. But I do like the idea of Eric Musselman and this staff having a few extra days to get ready for a team like Kentucky. And then also, I think above everything else, this team probably needed an extra, just a break here to get some guys healthy. This team's beat up.
No question about it. I think so. And hey, make Kentucky take jump shots. If you can make them take 50, 60% of their shots from 12 and 14 feet and beyond, I think you can beat them.
Tom, before we let you go, we kicked this around a little earlier. What Arkansas media member would you want to see streak across the field?
This is a bad question, Tom. Bad question.
Coworker Bob Hole. Who would it be, Tom?
That's a totally you question.
Yeah.
How about I don't want to
This goes along with the streaker last night. The guy that ran on the field, he wasn't truly a streaker at the Super Bowl last night.
I must have stood up and missed that one, just like I missed the touchdown. Hey, when New England kicked the field goal, I got up. I wasn't happy. I got up and went to the bathroom, and then I had my phone, and I saw people were tweeting like another penalty. The dude lined up off sides on a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
So, I missed that, and I missed the person on the field, and I don't want to see any Arkansas media members running across the field, Todd.
That's a great answer.
Glad we got that question answered. Tom, appreciate it, buddy. We'll talk more on Thursday, okay?
All right, sounds good. See y'all.
Thanks.
I'd like to poll Arkansas media members and see what the answer would be consensus-wise from it. If it be widespread or if there be a certain person in particular.
That's poll might not be the right way to phrase how you're going to go about that question, but it is a Hot Take Monday.
That's how cold it is.
Brought to you by Wheels RV. RV show pricing has arrived early at Wheels, 5 miles west of Exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Hey, get out and get the great pricing now and skip the lines at the RV shows, skip all the crowds, and get the industry's best brands at the best prices at Northwest Arkansas's premier RV dealer. They have a lifetime warranty on every new unit they sell. So owning an RV has never been easier. RV show pricing beginning now, and you'll get it right now at Wheels RV. 5 miles west of Exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
B in Clarksville, Texas, he says he wants to see Clay Henry step up to the big stage and do that. I think is B.
I'll pass on all.
Are you going to pass on that?
I'll pass on all of it.
So back to this Super Bowl game last night. There's a variety of different ways that we can take it this morning. I know we've talked Patrick Mahomes, we've talked Tom Brady, we've talked if Brady's kind of inched into that athletes you despise category. I feel like he surpassed that just with a level of respect.
I think he was already there. People you despise. Now he's moved past it that you can't really hate on the guy unless you I understand Chiefs fans are hating on him right now, but at the end of the day, you have to. It's like Saban. You can hate Saban all you want, but you ultimately respect him. Well, Brady's kind of the same thing. You ultimately are going to respect him.
Danny Amendola had some interesting comments last week on Cowherd talking about that Tom Brady was the Patriot way, and with Tom winning the Super Bowl last night, I wonder if the conversation has ended immediately with him and Belichick, who was the real reason they won those Super Bowls in New England. They got 6 together, and I know that Bill Belichick and Tom Brady still have some few more years in them, but was that conversation ended last night? Who was the true reasoning behind who won those Super Bowls?
I don't know. I mean, Belichick has he really had the chance to answer, to counter? I mean, Belichick's not done either. I think the true answer is they needed each other. Belichick and Brady needed each other. That organization needed them two to work together to have the success they had. Tom wouldn't have 7. That organization wouldn't have what it has without both of them being there. I truly believe that.
Let's go to the phone lines. Welcome in JW, who's in London. He has a thing or two to say about Tom Brady. JW, go ahead. You're on the Morning Rush.
Yeah, hating is, even people I don't like that much, hating is the kind of energy I just don't have a lot of for people. What I dislike about Brady And, I like a little arrogance in my athletic heroes. I don't care if they're arrogant and all that stuff. I kind of like that. Guys who are good, sometimes they're arrogant. And if they're good, they got a right to be. But Brady's arrogance is the worst kind. He has this passive arrogance. He's tried to talk about, even after the game, all the interviews. Well, he's giving props to all of his teammates and all that stuff. That was about Brady. I mean, he can say what he wants to, but it's that kind of passive arrogance. Step up to the plate. He don't wear pinstripes. Those guys were arrogant. He's not Michael Jordan. I mean, I don't know. What do you think about that? But it's that kind of, I don't even, it's not about me. Yeah, it is about you, and everybody knows it's about you. What the heck?
Well, JW, it's almost like I appreciate the call. I mean, do you want him to say, I won the Super Bowl, rather than give credit to his teammates and his coaching staff?
I adamantly disagree. I think he does so much, and you hear people that follow that program or that franchise that are around it that say he spends so, and you talk to former players and players within there that he goes out of his way to build up those around him. I don't think it is about him. I think he is so confident and so sure of himself, he doesn't need to be arrogant. He does. Usually people that are that way are trying to build themselves up internally. He's, I think, so sure of what he is capable of and what he can do, he tries to bring everybody else up to his level. So, no, I don't think it's passive arrogance or however JW just described it at all.
Here's what I would say.
He has nothing else to prove.
Yeah, Tom Brady, case in point example, last night, him and Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, got into it. They were jawing a little bit, and I don't think it was the next possession, but there was a one-on-one matchup that
that was going into halftime when he kind of got into each other.
Mm-hmm. Antonio Brown and Tyrann Mathieu faced off near the end zone, near the goal line, and Brady threw a perfect ball after a fake out, brought back in. I don't know what that is, hook and smash or whatever it's called. But, I mean, there's certain players throughout NFL history, throughout NBA history, that you simply don't trash talk because that's only going to fuel them and make them stronger. I would say that Tom Brady is definitely up there at the top of the NFL list where it's just unwise to provoke him when it comes to motivating him on the football field.
We all watched the Michael Jordan docuseries and learned about, how someone would ignore him in a restaurant or something would occur.
George Karl.
And he would wear that chip on his shoulder. He would take that and motivate himself to drive it down someone's throat. And we know that Tom Brady has taken where he was drafted and worn that as a badge of honor and a chip on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And I would imagine, much like Jordan, when someone talks trash, when someone gets in his face, when someone directly challenges him like we saw last night, he's prepared to do something about it. He's not going to back down. He is a ultimate competitor. We do know that about him. All right, fun stuff this morning, talking about the Super Bowl. Tell you a great place to be to watch, whether it's the Arkansas-Kentucky game or a great weekend of watching sports, or Valentine's Day coming up, is at Gaston's White River Resort. They're going to have some great Valentine's specials. You should make your reservation today to be there either for the weekend or just roll over to Gaston's and have a great meal that Friday, Saturday, or Valentine's Day is on a Sunday this year. They'll have a full weekend of great Valentine's specials in the restaurant that overlooks the White River. Their chef does a wonderful job, so you're going to have a great menu to choose from for Valentine's Day. 870-431-5202. Make a Valentine's weekend or dinner reservation today at Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by...
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
That's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Getting you access to your money now. Worried about your credit? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process can get you approved and driving your nicer, newer car today. If you're not in the market right now, let us take care of the car you have in our Meineke Car Care Center, the home of half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Don't wait. Get the nicer, newer car you want today and save up to $3,113 at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
The bloodline of any modern business is their computer network, data storage, and supporting hardware. So who takes care of one of the most important aspects of your business? Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren can handle all your networking services like cabling, firewall, routers, and VPNs to hardware and software protection from virus and malware. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren, 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag Technology without the headache.
At Frankro Furniture for the month of February, Frankro Furniture is ready to deal on cash or finance sales. Just come on in and tell us you heard this ad on ESPN 95.3 and receive huge discounts. Frankro Furniture stands behind our furniture with service after the sale and carry as many made in the USA brands as possible. We are family owned and offer in-store no credit check financing. Frankro Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
Fresh means fresh, as in no preservatives. That's right. If it's fresh, it doesn't need to be preserved. Try Jim's 100% premium Wisconsin cheese. Fresh whole milk mozzarella, wood smoked provolone, old world style Romano and Parmesan. The freshest all-you-can-eat salad bar in town. No preservatives and fresh every time. Fresh, fast, Jim's Razorback Pizza. At the corner of Greenwood and Gary in Fort Smith.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One has a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Ask Shelter agents Ted McAvoy or Jeff Clark about a free insurance review.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Note inside, Smith off the glass and in. He draws the foul. Note with the assist, Smith with the and one.
Follow us on Twitter at Ty Sports Radio and at Tommy Kraft ESPN.
When you think about production on a work day, throughout the course of the year. This is definitely a day that does not rank up high on the list. So many people are dragging this morning based on the food they ate. Maybe some of you are a little hungover this morning. It is one of the more unproductive days of the year. I want to talk about where it ranks as far as that goes coming up here on the Morning Rush.
A big weekend coming up at Oaklawn. You don't want to miss the races, whether you're there or you're playing online at oaklawnanywhere.com. You can enjoy the races from Oaklawn. Join Oaklawn Anywhere to play the races. It's free to join. In fact, it's better than free because you're going to get a $150 sign-up bonus by using the promo code RUSH21. Because you listen to the Morning Rush, you'll get a sign-up bonus, RUSH21. When you sign up, you can watch and wager on any track from your smartphone, tablet, or computer. It's very handy when you're at the track to use it as well. You get free past performances, free access to valuable handicapping selections. It's going to help you win when you are at Oaklawn or playing the races at Oaklawn. Tons of stuff coming up, including races all the way through next Monday for President's Day. So we'll be telling you about the races coming up in a big weekend that's planned for Valentine's weekend and President's Day, coming up with the Dixie Belle Stakes, the Razorback Handicap, the Southwest Stakes, which is on Monday on President's Day. So a lot coming up. So get that Oaklawn Anywhere app. Use the promo code RUSH21 for your $150 sign-up bonus with Oaklawn Anywhere. Go to oaklawnanywhere.com or find that app in the Apple and the Google Play stores.
Come to the lists that stand out to me when it comes to the most unproductive day of the year. Super Bowl Monday following Super Bowl Sunday, and this is what we've said before: either start the game earlier and it's not like getting to
5:30 is not terrible.
Yeah, but I would think Saturday would just be a better day. And again,
you got to remember 5:30 here is 3:30 in LA, so
changes out everything. It's just different. I wonder, though, with this morning, and if you looked at across different transit, different companies on just how their production goes relative, where do you think this stands out?
Oh, I think with most people of age that have careers and not jobs, it's probably a day you get up and you're going about your business as normal. If you live in Tampa Bay or you live in Kansas City, yeah, it's probably a little tougher day. I think if you live in an NFL market where you're really into the NFL, probably a different day. I imagine for most of our audience, unless you're just a huge Chiefs fan and you're bummed out today, it's probably just another normal day. I think the days that are tougher are like traditionally. Now, this year's going to be a little bit different with March Madness being on a Friday start instead of a Thursday start, but I struggle on those Thursdays and Fridays because, hey, you want to watch basketball starting at 11.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to sneak off. The games are during the middle of the day. At least on Sunday, you might be dragging a little bit. Everybody at work's talking about the game that happened last night. And I want to tell you, there's not much that gets done on a Thursday under normal circumstances with March Madness because we're watching basketball, dude.
That's the day I think of. I think about opening day of Major League Baseball. I think about
that used to be one. I don't know that it is anymore.
It's not as much anymore. You don't think? I think the day before Christmas Eve is one, and I know for those that work on New Year's Eve, if you have to work, I know we have to work on that day. That can be one. Certain holidays maybe fall in the 4th of July, St. Patrick's Day, stuff like that. My thing was we played our football game yesterday, and I was tired from that, and then watched the game last night. And on Super Bowl Sunday, as everyone often does, you overeat. And that's exactly what I did yesterday on that. Let's go to the phone lines. 877-377-6963. The number to call or text in. Welcome in Randy and Fort Smith to the conversation. He wants to talk a little Super Bowl this morning. Go ahead, Randy.
Hey, guys, I'm a big Dallas Cowboy fan, and I love Dak Prescott. And Jerry Jones, he caved on the Zeke contract, and that's probably what he's going to do on that. And if he does, he's going to doom the Cowboys. Because the one thing about Brady, you can say what you want, he's always took less money.
Mm-hmm.
And Mahomes' max contract, the biggest contract in the history of any in football for sure. And I respect the Chief fans that have been the Chief fans, but the bandwagoners, they'll be off that bandwagon pretty soon because I don't think Mahomes will win another one. Not with that kind of salary. They're going to lose some of these guys. They're, the Tyreek Hills and them, they're fixing to get a lot of money. And it's hard to win, and I think you're way overrating how many Mahomes is going to win. That's not even talking about Mahomes now. I'm talking about you got to have a defense. And the reason Tampa Bay won is the 4 defensive linemen. And if you notice, 1 defensive lineman does not bother Mahomes, but they had 2 at least running at him almost every play. And granted, Kansas City was missing their 2 offensive tackles, and that's huge. And if Arkansas, and I'm a big Arkansas fan, so I'm just telling you, that's the future. If you don't hit the quarterback, you can't win. And I can't remember I think Petrino said that. The key to defense is hitting the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what happened last night. And it wasn't no scheme of course, all that stuff matters, but those 4 defensive linemen whipped Kansas City's offensive linemen. And that don't mean Mahomes is still not the best quarterback in football because, man, he is. But you can't win without things around you. And please, Jerry, quit breaking the bank with every player. And I'm a Dak Prescott fan, but if he gives him the $40 million a year, that dude ain't no Mahomes. It's time to trade him, move on, get you a young quarterback. Because I don't think until Dallas gets some defensive tackles in there that can stop them from getting run over. They have a couple of young ones, and Dallas not going to win. But Tampa Bay showed you how to beat any quarterback the same way the Giants showed you how to beat Brady a few years back. You remember, their defensive line whipped New England's defensive line. And I'm no Brady fan, but I will tell you this. I'm not jealous of him. Nothing but mad respect. You can say whatever you want. He is the MVP of that team. They didn't even make the playoffs last year. So have a good day.
Thanks, Randy. Appreciate the call. I don't agree with your take that Patrick Mahomes is not going to win another Super Bowl. I think that's a little – I know it's a hot take Monday, but I think that's a scalding take this morning. He's going to win another one. Now, how many that is, that's the better question to ask.
He'll never match Tom Brady's number, in my opinion. He'll never get – we're talking about him playing in 8 more. Forget about winning – 6 more to get to 7 if Brady's done, and I'm not convinced Brady's done winning, but he's got to play in 8 more just to equal that. I don't know that the organization, Mahomes may be good enough. Is the organization good enough? I'm not convinced of that.
Surrounding cast.
Yeah, you got to have, Brady hadn't done all this by himself. He'll be the first to tell you. So I'm not convinced for a second that the Chiefs could hold all this together. And with what they've signed him to, the deal he's hooked into, I don't know that he's going to play anywhere else anytime soon.
When you look at the pieces that are surrounding Tom Brady, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Cameron Brate, Rob Gronkowski, Antonio Brown, the list goes on, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, they have a lot of really good pieces. And the offensive line, I don't know, I can't commit those names to memory, but they did a great job protecting him last night. Brady knows one of the reasons he chose Tampa Bay because of the weapons and they at his disposal, the arsenal he had, Scotty Miller. There's the list again goes on and on and on, and we saw that on full display last night. You've had that the last couple of years with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now you wonder if you're going to be able to retain those guys moving forward, like Sammy Watkins' contract's up, Sorensen's contract's up. Those are names that you have to keep an eye on if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan moving forward, if they can keep that core together the rest of the way.
Hey, we're brought to you by Standard Materials Group. They have immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. So if you're ready for a change of pace, you're ready for a new job, you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction, you want to be home at night, you want to work with a great company that offers great pay, great benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, you can apply online and you can do it today. Jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Got a text in here from Ram in Fort Smith. All 4 of the touchdowns scored last night were by guys that Tom Brady recruited to Tampa Bay. Rob Gronkowski, Antonio Brown, Leonard Fournette. Mm-hmm. It's a big part of it, man. Tom Brady has that in his wheelhouse, that prestige about him. And it sure helped him last night as he got his 7th Super Bowl win. All right, hour number 3 is on the way.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
So, you upgraded to the elevated ride of the 2021 Toyota Highlander.
New Highlander, Mr. D? Yeah,
Figured it was time for something nicer, more refined.
Look at this thing. I mean, that moonroof is pretty sweet.
It's extremely stylish.
Now, that's not all. As you can see, it has leather seats, dual-zone climate control,
and comes with all the latest tech.
And Android Auto. Check out this 12.3-inch touchscreen. Great for navigation, hands-free communication, music.
Awesome.
The Highlander also has loads of space and even a third-row seat.
Did I see 5 USB ports?
You sure did, buddy.
Perfect place for your daughter's new boyfriend.
This is so embarrassing.
Elevate every ride in the new 2021 Highlander.
Get $1,500 customer cash, or qualified lessees can lease a new 2021 Highlander L for only $279 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and 3/1/21.
RV Show Pricing is arriving early at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV wants to invite you to skip the lines and the crowds this year and shop the industry's best brands at Northwest Arkansas's premier RV dealer. And with a lifetime warranty, RV storage, and a mobile service shuttle, owning a new RV has never been easier. RV Show Pricing beginning now at Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
What's new with the Golf Nut? Ping G425 woods, hybrids, and irons, along with the new Titleist Pro V1 and Pro V1X golf balls. Keep your game sharp on the TrackMan and Foresight indoor simulation base. Make sure you call Head for an appointment. The Golf Nut has a great selection of shoes, apparel, and accessories in stock. Everything you need to complete your game. As always, don't forget to check Facebook for daily specials. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
Are you concerned about possible COVID exposure for you or your employees? Fort Smith has a new option for PCR COVID testing that is fast and accurate. Natural State Laboratories out of Little Rock has opened a PCR COVID drive-thru location in Fort Smith at Community Bible Church. PCR testing is the most sensitive, accurate test available, and results are available the next day. No appointment is necessary. Convenient COVID PCR drive-thru testing in Fort Smith is open 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday at Community Bible Church, located at 9201 Dallas Street.
Fitness will always be about keeping a routine. And the best routines in life will always make time for enjoying yourself. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told ya.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beers, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Did you invest in real estate only to find out that real estate takes up too much of your time? If you answered yes, then it's time to make a call to the experts. With more than 30 years of combined property management experience and more than 16,000 units managed, Trinity Multifamily are the ones to call. Get your life back. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
This is Mike Atchley with Atchley Air. Did you know we've been serving customers like you since 1958? For our 63rd birthday, Carrier gave us a free furnace. We decided to pay it forward by giving the furnace away along with a brand new high-efficiency air conditioner. For your chance to win, go to AtchleyAir.com. One lucky homeowner will win a high-efficiency system valued at nearly $9,000, and there's no cost to you. Don't wait to enter. The drawing will be held on February the 25th.
AtchleyAir.com.
Hey, grounds guys.
Hey, what?
Can you clean up my yard?
You betcha. That's what the grounds guys are here for. Grounds guys will clean up any of that lingering winter debris like leaves and branches, prep your lawn for spring, and give your flower beds a fresh new look. The grounds guys is your one-stop shop for all your lawn care needs in Northwest Arkansas and the Fort Smith area. Call 479-303-GUYS. That's 303-GUYS. Or visit groundsguys.com. The Grounds Guys. Leave the yard work to us.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and your budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
We may be dealing with some freezing fog and some icy patches across the north today. Our temperatures this afternoon, low 40s north, low 50s south. Could see a decent chance of some rain across the north tonight, and overnight low upper 20s, closer to 40 further south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Listen to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown. Now every weekday from 11 to 1. You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
How about this? In a world turned upside down by pandemic, and a year where everything has been different, one thing remains the same. Tom Brady is a Super Bowl champion again for the record-setting 7th time. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are Super Bowl 55 champions, led by Tom Brady. Absolutely a player for the ages.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one Razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy?
What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
It is hour number 3 of the Morning Rush. You heard the top of our open, Kevin Harlan's call on Westwood One that we had the game broadcasted here yesterday on ESPN 95.3 and ESPN 104.3. As weird as everything has been in the last year and a half, whatever you say, one thing remained the same. Tom Brady, once again, walks off into the sunset with another Super Bowl ring. We'll talk about his performance last night, some Super Bowl storylines, and a lot more to get to in hour number 3.
Hey, if you're looking for a place to store your RV this winter, you can take it to Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 on 549 in Springdale. They have winter storage specials starting at $50 a month, no contract. It's month-to-month availability. If you store there, you get special pricing on parts and service for storage customers for winterizations, cleanings, inspections. Listen, if you haven't winterized your RV, it is going to be bitterly cold this week. You need to get that done, and Wheels can help you with that. They have all the top brands. They know how to service them as well. Grand Design, Forest River, the solar-powered Vibe, Alliance, KZ. So the list goes on and on of what they can help you with, not just from a sales standpoint, but from a service standpoint as well. And you'll find the only lifetime warranty in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley on every new RV they sell at Wheels. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off 549 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
I want to share a little bit about our football game yesterday that we played coming up. I want to share it's the anniversary of the first Morning Rush that Tommy and I did together following the Super Bowl Sunday last year. So a year ago today we first started. And then also one of my buddies got a chance to meet Madison Pruitt in Auburn, Alabama. I want to share that story.
How bitter are you about that?
We'll talk about that a little more coming up. Yesterday was very underwhelming for me. I'm very disappointed because we spent so much hype. We spent so much time talking about how this matchup was going to be one for the ages. The GOAT versus what many people believed was the up-and-coming GOAT. The matchup, the old guard versus the young guard. There were so many different storylines, Tommy, heading into this game, and I personally really enjoyed the weekend. I know that some of you were underwhelmed by his halftime performance, but I mean that game as a whole, commercials, it just I don't want to say it sucked.
It
but
wasn't the best Super Bowl ever.
No.
But listen, we knew going into this game because we talked about it. Hey, boy, these offensive linemen missing a couple of linemen, the center. There were issues with the Chiefs going into this game that we knew could be problematic. We knew that the defensive line and the pressures, I know they only blitzed 5 or 6 times in the game, but the pressures and the hurries they got on Mahomes, we knew that could be problematic.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to discount it going into the game because it didn't fit the narrative of the hype of a Super Bowl with Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. Old guard, new guard, greatest of all time, no question about it, versus the guy that may track him down someday. We wanted to ignore some of the things that were hitting us in the face until game time happened last night. And ultimately what Clay constantly reminds us of, what we want to gloss over a lot of times as football fans, because we want to talk about fantasy points, we want to talk about passing yards, we want to talk about all these stats. We forget about offensive and defensive line play. Who's going to win that battle? Because last night, that's who won the Super Bowl, was the team that won the battle in the trenches. And that's what the game that matters the most of any football game in the world. That's the battle that won the war last night.
What did you say your favorite commercial was? Because even those were kind of disappointing. And really, they haven't been spectacular the last few years. And I know that.
What else is there to do? I mean, I didn't have one that just made me
knocked your
truly
socks off.
laugh out loud. I thought there were some clever commercials last night. I thought the the T-Mobile commercials that you had the one with Gronk talking to Brady and. Without a good network, here's what he thought. He's, you're soft and lazy or whatever it was. Yeah. That's not the translation guy. I thought that was a clever commercial. I like the one with Jason Alexander, George Costanza on the sweatshirt. I thought that was interesting and funny. But there, it's been a long time. The 3D Doritos was good. Will Ferrell for GM in the I guess is the battery operated cars commercial, but Will Ferrell was good.
I feel like Doritos is pretty consistent. They have one or two every year. That my favorite Doritos, Tommy, was the crystal ball one, where he's like, free Doritos in the office today, and he breaks. I think that's a yes.
It's been a while for me since there's been a commercial that really made you laugh. Hey, let's back that up and watch that one again.
Yeah,
kind of commercial. But and the commercials in the game were about the same last night. They were just kind of ho-hum. But we were kind of do-a-dud. We've had some really good Super Bowls. We were kind of do-a-dud.
Tommy in Mountain Home texting, he says, rarely does the Super Bowl live up to the hype. Is that true, or is that something we like to say?
No, I think I think historically that's probably true. If we went back and analyzed the 55 of them, and particularly the ones over the last 25 years, in the 90s, man, the NFC just smoked the AFC. I mean,
you mentioned the Cowboys smashing the Bills.
The Cowboys had a good run there. Bills had one where they missed a field goal to not against the Cowboys, but there were some good games. But for the most part, the NFC for like 13 straight years just rolled the AFC. And then John Elway came along and stopped that. But then the Patriots got on a roll, and they've done a lot of stopping that in the last 20 years. But with Tom Brady. But, there's been plenty of clunkers when you get – that's why I've always said I like the AFC-NFC championship weekend, because those games generally live up to the hype, and when you get down to the last 5 minutes of the ball game, you're still trying to pick a winner.
Where does the Super Bowl rank amongst the championship games? Like when you think about the Super Bowl, the national championship in college football, you start with the college football playoff national championship, the World Series, you probably have to put that to Game 7, NBA Finals, Game 7, College World Series. Where does that rank?
Yeah, you got in the other professional sports, you get series. In golf, you get rounds. In college football, how much suspense is there really in college football about who's going to be in it? I mean, I know that there's a chance Alabama's not going to be in it, but there's a much greater chance Alabama, Clemson, though, we can name right now the teams, and we'll start with Alabama and Clemson that we think are going to be in the college football playoff next year, and odds are we're going to be right.
With two quarterbacks that we've seen play a handful of downs, and yet they're still probably with Ugalala, whatever his name is.
Ukulele.
And
whatever his name is,
and
Clemson.
Bryce Young. That's how.
I mean, that's part of the problem with college football, but we still enjoy it. The Super Bowl to me is not number one. And it's probably just my bias and my love for college football that makes maybe I don't know if it's the national championship, but just the college football playoff and that process in a normal year tops for me. That's the game I don't want to miss, can't miss. Sunday at Augusta, I'm just biased towards that in golf. That to me, if you want to call that the championship, the back nine on Sunday at Augusta, that's just must-see TV for me.
That was a text we got earlier about most unproductive days Thursday and Friday of the Masters.
So I mean, if you look at it from this standpoint, Ty, hey, you can have a free ticket for life to any event. Super Bowl's not anywhere near my top 2 or 3 or 4. I don't really care about ever going to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's just not it doesn't draw the bucket list.
Right. I mean, but if you said, hey, you can have Sunday tickets the rest of your life at Augusta. Now I'm in. Hey, you can go to the college football playoffs or championship game forever. You can go to the Final Four.
Mine would be Final Four when we had this conversation.
Those are things that I'm more interested in than the Super. The Super Bowl is about what I did yesterday. I smoked a brisket, smoked a pork loin. We made some baked beans, made some cheese dip. That's what, to me, the Super Bowl, and what I hated about yesterday is because of this weird world we're living in, we didn't have family and friends and 20 people over. Or we didn't go to somebody else's house this year. Normally we're gathering together. We didn't do that this year.
Yeah.
And that stunk because normally, our kids are playing with someone else's kids and we're interacting with other adults and we're having a social time. The Super Bowl's a social event. It's not a sporting event. It's a social event.
How'd the brisket and pork loin go?
The pork loin was spot on, perfect. The brisket, first time I'd done one on that particular smoker, it tasted good. It was tender. It was a little over. Just a little bit. Touch dry. But it still ate good.
That's what matters.
I didn't wrap it in foil. I wanted to try it without that. The taste and the bark was awesome. Just a touch dry. Wish I'd have cooked it for about 30 minutes less.
I had a kolache and donut for breakfast, a fat burrito, chips and salsa for lunch, and then dinner. By dinner starting at about 5:30, I pounded about.
I did some cheese dip with some Jimmy Dean hot sausage in it.
That's the way to go.
Rotel, some cream cheese, some Velveeta, some cheddar. It's pretty good too.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. The consumption.
Can't eat anything today.
That's why. And typically when the night before we do a show, I'll send a rundown about 8 or 9 o'clock.
Yeah, you didn't do anything yesterday.
With our football game and the Super Bowl and me.
Give me one of them forms in there, SmackDown. We're going to write him up for not dereliction of duties.
It's typically about 4 or 5 pages long, and this morning it was.
Yeah, this one here we got. I mean, there's like
scarce.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, this is what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what's going on?
He normally sends us a text message and not before with the rundown.
I stay up late, studying, going through the notes.
I get in this morning ready to cut the sound for him.
Nothing.
I'm tired. As you can tell by my yawn.
Why are you so tired?
And you went to bed before 10.
Played that football game yesterday.
Come on, Granny.
Out Fort Smith South.
I thought you were built different. Pablo, I'm built different. What's the deal?
Not this morning.
Did you have a rough weekend or just eat too much, drink too much?
He's tired from eating too much.
I didn't have a drop of alcohol yesterday, but
he's tired. 26 years old, tired from playing in a flag football game.
Yeah.
I mean, how soft is that?
Did have 5 touchdowns in our game, though.
You didn't have 5 touchdowns.
I had 5 touchdowns.
You had 5 touchdowns?
Yeah.
How many times you snowbird them?
We scored on 7, so.
You scored 5 of the 7 touchdowns.
You can call our teammates right now.
I'll have to read it in the paper.
Well, here's what happened.
Bob Holt didn't report on it, so it's not true.
No.
So the group of dudes that I was playing with, I have the luxury at being 26-year-old, and for whatever reason I've had this, I don't get hungover.
The luxury.
When you don't drink, you don't get hungover.
Right,
That's
exactly.
generally how it works.
The group of knuckleheads that I was playing with on Sunday, we all may or may not have had too much to drink on Saturday night. And so they're all groggy and tired and stuff, as I am this morning for whatever reason. And I was.
What are your friends like 20 years older than you? I mean, you say they don't.
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, they're about the. Well, everyone's the same age, so
okay.
I don't know.
Well, you say you had the luxury of being 26 and not having a hangover. I mean, are they not 26, 7, 8 years old too?
I mean, in the sense that They did, and I just because I think it helps that I wake up every morning at 4:15, and that's just never. I don't know. Maybe knock on wood, it stays that way.
Yeah.
But that's something I haven't had to deal
built
with.
different.
That's the
501 boys.
That's the part. That's the part. I guess I got
I
lucky.
went to sleep at 11 o'clock last night. I'm feeling.
I'm
good as new this morning.
I mean, I watched.
I'm not a coffee guy, but this might have been a morning that I needed to grab some coffee. So you missed a fun game, man. I wish you could have been out there reffing.
Well, it was. I looked at the thermometer out there, and
what 40?
I thought about. I mean, because where y'all played is literally half a mile from my house, but it was. It was about 38 degrees. I said, no pro bono work when it's 38 degrees.
I mean, you got your brisket cooking. You need to
I
stay
had to keep an eye on
that.
it. Yeah.
A lot more comfortable at your house, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
My father was giving me a hard time because we were joking about it being cold. We had dinner with each other on Thursday night, and I was telling him about this. So my dad, and
it was supposed to have been a lot colder than it was yesterday. It was warmer than it actually was forecasted to be.
You remember when we had Bobo Shetty on?
Who?
Bobo Shetty, former Razorback.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
I wasn't catching what you were saying there.
He played linebacker at Arkansas. He was the one that got clipped in '69. They didn't call it back.
Mm-hmm.
So Bo, my dad, and a bunch of his friends from Little Rock, I want to say David White plays in that game too. They would play at War Memorial every year, and I think it was New Year's Day is when they did it, and they would play. I mean, Bo was 60, Mr. Bochet was 60+ years old, and they did this game for 20 some odd years and just kept on playing.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see if our group of cohorts ends up lasting that long.
Yeah.
Do you have an annual get together that y'all do with like a football or an event?
No, golf, fishing, golf, but no, we're no one in my group's playing flag football in their 40s.
Not doing it anymore.
Nearly 50.
He was just giving me a hard time about that because.
And I admire the ones that are.
Yeah, props to them for getting after it. I think that's something that hopefully it's Mike. What did I say? Bo Boschetti. Sorry, PA. I said Mike. I said Bo. It's Mike Boschetti. I'm getting my. See, this is where my head's at this morning.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about? I
mean,
legitimately.
You screw it up and pass the baton to me.
I have everything.
Here, hot potato.
Typically, I have everything mapped out from down to the second. But I mean, I'm just being honest. Do you want to keep talking? Mahomes,
you want to talk about the
Brady?
Arkansas game from Saturday? Let's see how coherent he is.
The one that was postponed.
Okay. He has a little bit of.
He's doing
he has an idea of what's going on.
He's okay.
Listen,
right.
You're struggling this morning, bro.
I'm typically. I might have to have some. I never drink coffee, but I need some of it just to wake me up.
I don't even know if coffee's the right answer for you this morning.
I think it's probably the 4,000 calories I ate yesterday. I had something to do with it.
Poor thing.
So you've got like burrito hangover.
I guess food coma or
You're
something.
Food coma. Right.
I don't know.
Maybe it's because your body wasn't so used. Like you've been eating on this healthy binge that you've been going on.
Eat anything healthy.
That's
your body's just into shock right now.
It's all a lie. It's all a lie.
It's probably what it is. Yeah, it's whatever.
It's whatever, huh?
Yeah.
So game last night.
I got you. I'll help you, Tommy.
I mean, we're going to carry him.
I'm right here. I got you.
All we ever hear, built different. How big a stud he is, how he can just walk over coals at any moment. And he just, one Super Bowl, one extra burrito, and he's done. He's on the mat.
And he went to bed before 10.
And he went to bed at 9:30.
Yeah. Y'all want to talk about Tanner Hudson, the SAU mole rider that almost had a touchdown last night?
No. I want to figure out why you're so soft.
I'm just tired.
There's got to be more to this story.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's laid out pretty good.
Yeah. Anyway. What about a mule rider that nearly scored a touchdown? SAU player.
Tanner Hudson.
You don't know who the mule riders are.
TB and Tom Brady just missed I think it was just a wheel route. Maybe it was just a flag route, but just missed a connection on him close to the back of the end zone. But it was cool to see him get some his third one in Super Bowl history, apparently, according to the Magnolia Reporter.
Yeah. So that's an interesting Arkansas connection. So, but last night I was really surprised that Mahomes wasn't able to get something going at some point, and even there at the end where you thought, well, they're going to get a garbage touchdown here at the end. They're going to somebody that had the end of the third quarter 9-1 on their board.
Right.
You know, it's going to double dip. They're getting ready to get shafted out of this deal. They're getting ready to they think they're getting ready to go twice. And then what's Mahomes do? He throws the interception. They get it down to, what was it, 10-yard line, 9-yard line, whatever. Get it down there, drive it down the field. Interception.
Well, it's more impressive than anything. I mean, you've talked about the offensive line play.
And whoever had 9-1 on your board.
Obviously, the O-line play was the issue, but how many times was he under duress and he was still able to throw that ball on the money?
Yeah, he made some plays last night, and so that's the first time, y'all, last night that Patrick Mahomes has been held without a touchdown in his career. And just what you can't give enough credit to the front line, Monte David, Devin White, Murphy Button, Antoine Winfield. I mean, all those guys on that Tampa Bay defense. Todd Bowles, who's the defensive coordinator. I mean, the game plan they had, just them coming after. When you can get pressure.
Did you say JPP too?
Jason Pierre-Paul's another one. Ndamukong Suh. When you can get pressure with 4 down linemen against Kansas City or any high-profile, high-prowess passing team, that's going to give you a much better chance of slowing down that offense, which they were able to last night. But even like slowing them down, I was like, they'll find Kansas City will find a way to figure this out in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what they do. They normally fall behind, then come back and have a better
story
second
of
half.
last year's playoffs.
Right.
They're down 24-0 against Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans, and next thing you know,
those changes on the offensive line were just more than we should. We didn't factor enough into that. Absolutely didn't factor enough into that. So
didn't want to admit it. But
does it change any if you had the full offensive line? Did the Chiefs win last night?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they win. Yeah,
if they score a touchdown,
level, yeah.
It's 31-21 or something like that, I believe.
Yeah,
so.
Bucks are just rolling last night.
Hey, spring and summer will be here before you know it's not going to feel like it this week, but trust me, spring and summer are just around the corner, and it's not too early to start planning for your lawn and landscape needs. If you need to make a call to somebody to figure out who's going to help you with the yard this year, it's the Grounds guys. They serve Northwest Arkansas and the Fort Smith area, and they do it all. Mowing, landscaping, cleanup, weed and feed, and continued maintenance. And now is the time to get started on that 6-step weed and feed application. Get 50% off when you tell them you heard it on the Morning Rush. 303-GUYS is the number. That's 303-GUYS for the Ground Guys or groundguys.com.
Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Eagles Nest is coming in hot.
Hi, I'm Bill Bolton of NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins. I started in this business in 1972 at an auction house that specialized in antique and estate jewelry, sterling silver, and coins. In that time, I've seen gold go from $35 an ounce to today's price of $1,683. I want to talk to you about the coins you may have inherited and how important it is to deal with someone who understands coins and this market. In 2011, we had a mother and daughter come into our store and sell us a lot of jewelry they no longer wore for $3,300. The daughter then pulled out an 1850 California $10 gold piece. Jeremy offered her $900 and she accepted his offer. He then advised her to have this coin graded. She did, and she sold it for $36,000. If you don't know what you have, please come see Jeremy in our Bentonville store. Don't sell it in an auction or an estate sale and get less money. What's in your safety deposit box could be worth thousands. NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins, Bentonville, Fayetteville.
Headquartered here in Arkansas, designed in Switzerland, and field tested by customers all over the world, Canis Tactical Hunting Gear will allow you to hunt longer, farther, and in more comfort than ever before. Our Alpha Camo pattern was designed with versatility in mind. Whether you are hunting early or late season whitetails, chasing greenheads in the timber, our layering system will keep you warm and dry no matter how extreme the conditions. Visit us at canisathlete.com and use the code ARKANSAS to receive 15% off your first order. Canis Athlete, be the wolf.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and your budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
Are you concerned about possible COVID exposure for you or your employees? Fort Smith has a new option for PCR COVID testing that is fast and accurate. Natural State Laboratories out of Little Rock has opened a PCR COVID drive-thru location in Fort Smith at Community Bible Church. PCR testing is the most sensitive, accurate test available, and results are available the next day. No appointment is necessary. Convenient COVID PCR drive-thru testing in Fort Smith is open 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday at Community Bible Church, located at 9201 Dallas Street.
In the mood for a top shelf night, 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge has your number. Sit back, relax, and enjoy select wines, top shelf spirits, and handcrafted cocktails in a rich, comfortable, sanitized setting with state-of-the-art air filtration. Indulge in one of their delicious appetizers, sandwiches, salads, or specialty items for carry-out or dine-in. Open Tuesday through Saturday. Stop by 906 Garrison Avenue in Fort Smith. 906 Garrison in Fort Smith. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith.
Valentine's Day is Sunday, February 14th. Guys, don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Send your sweetheart the perfect gift, flowers or stunning roses from Greenwood Flower Shop. Call 996-2127. That's 996-2127. And with Valentine's Day on a Sunday this year, get your order in early for Friday deliveries. Shop local this Valentine's Day with Greenwood Flower Shop. 996-2127. You can't buy love, but you can buy beautiful roses from Greenwood Flower Shop. 996-2127.
Building a home can be stressful. This is true whether you're the homeowner or the contractor. Many times these issues result in a lawsuit. If you are a homeowner or a contractor and find yourself needing legal help, call the attorneys at Kevin Hickey Law Partner. With experience representing homeowners as well as non-payment or other issues that could arise during construction. Contact Brad Hull or Kevin Hickey at 479-434-2414 in the River Valley or 479-802-6560 in Northwest Arkansas. Or check them out on the web at artriallawyers.com.
I told you that front tire needed air.
I know, Dad.
Where's the tire iron? I told you, always keep a tire iron and a jack.
I know, Dad. I got it. Roadside assistance is included with my shelter insurance auto policy. It's one of the reasons you told me to get it, remember?
Maybe you do listen after all.
At Shelter, listening to you is what we do best.
Ask Shelter agents Brandon Zimmerman or Chris Dooley about a free insurance review.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Man over a screen. Note a three. JD knocks it down. The Hogs are up by 20. Note feeling it from beyond the arc.
Video streaming live on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube.
The only thing that I watch on Facebook is the Morning Rush. That's it.
Got a chance to listen to Kevin Harlan on ESPN 95.3, ESPN 104.3 yesterday. He had the radio call for Westwood One, and he's known for a variety of different things in the sports media world, including his call when a streaker runs across the field. We'll play that for you coming up here on the Morning Rush.
If you need a COVID-19 test, Natural State Laboratories has you covered with their new drive-through location in the River Valley. Natural State Laboratories provides PCR testing, which is the most sensitive, most accurate test available, and they make it easy. All you need is your driver's license and your insurance card. The COVID test is free to use, so no out-of-pocket expense for you, either through your insurance or through the CARES Act. They'll cover the full cost of the PCR test. So you don't need an appointment. You don't need a doctor's order to get tested. If you feel like you've been exposed or you have symptoms or you just simply want the peace of mind that you're not positive, go get tested. Here's where you go. from 8 to 1 today and Monday through Friday, 8 to 1 at Community Bible Church at 9201 Dallas Street in Fort Smith, and they'll have the results for you the next day. Natural State Laboratories has their own labs in state, so they take the test between 8 and 1. They do the testing that evening and have you the results tomorrow. So you test today, you get the results tomorrow. Natural State Laboratories, healthcare providers available and ready to help you with COVID testing. Again, 8 to 1 today, Community Bible Church, 9201 Dallas Street in Fort Smith.
5:03 to go. Someone has run on the field. Some guy with a bra. And now he's not being chased. He's running down the middle of the 40. Arms in the air in a victory salute. He's pulling down his pants. Put up your pants, my man. Pull up those pants. He's being chased to the 30. He breaks a tackle from a security guard. The 20, down the middle, the 10, the 5. He slides at the 1, and they converge on him at the goal line. Pull up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man. And the players with hands on hips at the other end of the field are looking at him and shaking their head and saying, why, oh, why is this taking place in a Super Bowl?
Was the fan streaking the most entertaining point of the game last night?
Well, no. I mean, no, not if you're watching on TV because they didn't show it on TV. They have this, I guess, unwritten rule. Maybe it's a written rule. I don't know. Once you saw it, they show it for just a brief moment, and then they cut to Tom Brady, of course. And you never saw it again. They don't mention it. They don't want to give any notoriety, which I get it because you don't want to encourage the next buffoon to go out there. But, no, it wasn't the most entertaining part of the game last night.
Would they show it if it was a female streaking?
Nope. They don't. They just don't. They quit doing it. They used to show this stuff, and it was entertaining, and that's why they quit doing it because everybody won their moment of fame. You didn't even get 15 minutes. You get like 15 seconds of fame. That's why they quit showing it. So, you know. So some guy like Ty Richardson couldn't get all liquored up and come running out of the stands out on the field. So
I think it would take me at least $100K for
your buddies had to put up some money.
A lot of money. I would feel like. I mean, that stays with you for quite some time, doesn't it?
You know, but what do you do if you're doing the radio call? I think what Kevin Harlan does is exactly what you do. You describe the apprehension.
Lean into it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, I don't think if Chuck Barrett's listening this morning, if this happens at a Razorback game, this is exactly how you handle it. You don't shy away. You don't go read a sponsored live read. No, sir. You describe the action.
Lean into it a little bit.
Absolutely.
So what you're saying is if I decided that I was going to streak, you think Chuck would lean into the call if I was streaking across the field? Should I tell him?
If you're streaking across the field.
If I'm streaking in, so he has at least the wherewithal and the presence of mind to know what to say in that situation.
You think he'd know it was you?
I'd let him know before. I'd shoot him a quick text before. It's like, hey, this is about to be me. And just, what do you think
to get your binoculars ready?
What do you think that call would sound like? I'm a shower, not a grower. No, I'm a grower. I said that wrong. I'm a grower, not a shower.
Oh,
is that right? Grower, not a shower.
I'd just stop there while you're ahead. So, I think I'd just stay in the stands. I'd just stay in the press box if I was you.
Okay.
I just think I'd stay in the
press
box.
Is that a pun?
I think you would. I think I'd just stay in the press box. Maybe you should do some cold water bass fishing. You go to Beaver Lake, go to Table Rock, maybe Norfolk, maybe head down to Ouachita or maybe Lake Catherine or somewhere in the south. Hey, whether it's one of our Great Lakes here in the state or you're headed somewhere else, maybe you're fishing for a trophy brown on the White River, the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue from Pradco will help you catch them. Their famous rolling action, whether it's fished extremely slow or worked fast in a heavy current, this rogue suspends and will stay in the strike zone longer, allowing you to catch more fish. Find it at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue.
The Super Bowl, I think we were discussing this a little earlier, Tommy, the fact that it's – I mean, I watch it every single year, but it's not necessarily like a bucket list destination. Like I'd like to go at some point, but it's not high up over the list. And I know there's certain
Super Bowl's way down on the list for me.
It's just not it doesn't have the same draw as a national championship in both college or basketball. Like I am going to be locked in come March Madness time, and I just don't feel that same way about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl's a social event. Too much security, tickets too expensive. There's a lot of reasons you don't want to go to a Super Bowl. And honestly, it's a better event on TV. Not many championship games do you say, I'd rather watch it on TV. For the Super Bowl, I'd rather watch it on TV, quite honestly. I just rather would. Hey, do you have sleep apnea, or do you have a CPAP machine already and you're tired of the noise, the constant cleaning, just the frustrations of having a CPAP machine? Hey, do you know you can get rid of that? Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith can build you a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of your annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. So call for your appointment today and get rid of your CPAP, 479-785-1419. That's 785-1419, and get rid of your CPAP with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Hey, it was BYOG, bring your own guts.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
That's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Virtual account after online submission with the purchase of 4 new select BF Goodrich passenger or light truck tires. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith today for quality BF Goodrich tires and the best in-class service. Get where you need to be with Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Southern Tire Mart. See bfgoodrichtires.com/promotion for complete details. Offer expires February 19, 2021. Void where prohibited.
Are you concerned about possible COVID exposure for you or your employees? Fort Smith has a new option for PCR COVID testing that is fast and accurate. Natural State Laboratories out of Little Rock has opened a PCR COVID drive-thru location in Fort Smith at Community Bible Church. PCR testing is the most sensitive, accurate test available, and results are available the next day. No appointment is necessary. Convenient COVID PCR drive-thru testing in Fort Smith is open 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday at Community Bible Church, located at 9201 Dallas Street.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to-go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids' meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to-go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
Attention high school seniors, are you involved in welding classes? If so, United Welding Institute in Pottsville has an incredible opportunity for you. High school seniors that are interested in competing will have the chance to win a $10,000 welding scholarship and welding supplies. There will also be cash prizes for those that finish in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Positions are extremely limited to enter the competition, so to get more info and to sign up, contact United Welding Institute at 479-968-3390 or by logging onto their website, unitedweldinginstitute.com.
This is Mike Atchley with Atchley Air. Did you know we've been serving customers like you since 1958? For our 63rd birthday, Carrier gave us a free furnace. We decided to pay it forward by giving the furnace away along with a brand new high-efficiency air conditioner. For your chance to win, go to AtchleyAir.com. One lucky homeowner will win a high-efficiency system valued at nearly $9,000, and there's no cost to you. Don't wait to enter. The drawing will be held on February the 25th.
AtchleyAir.com.
Tired of constant computer issues at work? And who knows what the real problem is? Is it the router? No, it's the hardware. Wait, they said it was the software. Call Hashtag Managed IT Services. Their multifaceted approach to IT support guarantees that everything is working at optimum performance. And Hashtag prevents the small problems from becoming big issues. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren. 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag Technology without the headache.
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources, and I want to help you get a great deal on a great car. So I'm making it easy with prices up to $3,113 below retail on the best selection of Rath road-ready vehicles we've had in months. These are late-model, low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs that have been hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. You just can't buy a better pre-owned vehicle. And right now, you can save with prices up to $3,113 below retail. If you're waiting on your tax refund, my TaxMax program can help with that by getting you access to your money now. Worried about your credit? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process can get you approved and driving your nicer, newer car today. If you're not in the market right now, let us take care of the car you have in our Meineke Car Care Center, the home of half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Don't wait. Get the nicer, newer car you want today and save up to $3,113 at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Caught off, ball knocked away, stolen by Vanover. Ahead to Smith, 2-on-1. Justin's going to go all the way, slams it home, and he draws the foul.
I'm going to try this call-in number.
Call or text the Morning Rush at 877-377-6963.
My first official call-in.
It's the 1-year anniversary of the first time Tommy and I did the Morning Rush together. We will get into that a little bit.
Seems like 10.
I know, it's been quite some time. We'll talk about it a little bit. Well, if you got any last-second takes, last-minute thoughts on the Super Bowl, we'll touch on those as well. And then we will also get into the best and worst of the weekend here on the Morning Rush.
Hey, coming up later this month, last Friday of the month on February 26th, United Welding Institute is having a competition for high school seniors to compete in a welding competition. First place prize is a $10,000 scholarship, $6,000 for second, $4,000 for third, $2,000 for fourth place, and everyone that participates gets a $1,000 tuition waiver towards scholarship at United Welding Institute. So it's a great way to learn a great skill, a great trade that can make you a lot of money over your lifetime, and United Welding Institute invites you to be a part of it. Best part, here's where Ty would go get involved. If he was a high school senior, when he heard this part, he'd be right in line. Free lunch. They're catering in lunch. So you might not could weld anything together by the end of the day,
but at least
you'd be there for the free lunch, wouldn't you, big boy? Yeah. So free lunch that day as well. It says lunch will be catered. It just sounds better when you're catering something versus providing. We're going to cater lunch. So lunch is catered by United Welding Institute. Hey, find out more details, 968-3390. That's 479-968-3390. Or find out more online at UnitedWeldingInstitute.com. $10,000 if you win this competition. So.
Anything last minute you want to get in here? Regards.
Well, we spent a lot of times on the Super Bowl. We didn't talk to any. I mean, there wasn't a. It's a weird weekend. We had the women's game that they lost. Another heartbreaker to A&M, but it's weird this time of year to come here on a Monday and we have no men's game to talk about because obviously it was postponed. If you weren't paying attention or didn't hear, the Arkansas Texas A&M men's game postponed due to COVID issues with the A&M program. So Arkansas Kentucky tomorrow. Doesn't feel like a lot of hype around this game. Maybe it's because it's not a home game. It's there. Kentucky's not as good. We were looking at the net rankings earlier. Wildcats are 80th. Arkansas's 29th. It's a game, I mean, you just take the names off of it from a tournament resume standpoint. I mean, it's not a killer. It probably doesn't put you out of the tournament if you lose it. But Ty, you're playing a team that's ranked 80th in Kentucky. It's in a great Kentucky team. You need to go win this game.
Yeah. Should beat them. And Muss was talking about it a little bit on Friday. I know that he was itching to play this week, and they weren't able to participate. But we'll talk more in depth about Kentucky tomorrow. See if
we just hadn't spent any time other than a question or two with Tom Murphy on it. But normally, we'd spend a couple of days on an Arkansas-Kentucky game. And I know the Super Bowl was last night, and that's on everyone's mind. That's the water cooler conversation today. But trust me, by tomorrow and Wednesday, everyone's going to be talking about that Arkansas-Kentucky game. And if it goes down to the wire and Arkansas wins, we'll be talking about it for Wednesday, Thursday, and probably into Friday.
What's the line of that game going to be?
Ooh. Will Arkansas be favored at Kentucky?
Lost 8 straight basketball games. Not all in Lexington, of course.
As much as I'd like to think Arkansas would be the favorite in that game, I got to believe like Kentucky's going to be favored by 1 or 2 or something like that. I think Arkansas is the better team, though. I think Arkansas is going to Rupp Arena, healed up, healthy, extra time to prepare. They just need to get off to a good start and the ball go in the hole early. Defend the 3. I mean, all the basics that we know. I mean, this game's no different than any other game they're going to play. They need to defend the perimeter, and they need to get off to a good offensive start. They can't go 1 for 17 in this game. It's not like Mississippi State. You'll lose if you go 1 for 17 in this one.
It's not going to be good. Not going to be good. We'll see how that game will go. We'll talk more about that game tomorrow.
I guess we should say rebounding, because rebounding's like offensive line play in football. You got to rebound to win.
Well, Arkansas's been pretty good in that category this year.
Been better.
So hopefully
that'd be good tomorrow.
So hopefully they keep that up in this category.
Yep.
All right, let's get into the best and worst of the weekend.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
We the best.
This is the worst.
It's time for the best and worst of the weekend.
By the way, JT in Hot Springs says ESPN's BPI is giving Arkansas a 61% chance to win in Lexington tomorrow night.
So, all right, so maybe Arkansas is favored by a point or 2. I don't know. I'm a terrible odds man. I'm no Danny Sheridan here, but I just got to believe when that line comes out, just Big Blues always seems to be favored against Arkansas when they're playing there. So
6 o'clock, ESPN Arkansas. Hit thatline.com. We'll have pregame coverage beginning at 5:30. All right, so mine is going to be a best and the worst combined. You can start those since mine's going to be a little longer.
You want to start with best or worst?
Mine's going to be both. So
Let me start with
do your both.
Best of the weekend, I think, was just the Super Bowl. Listen, I know we got a lot of Chiefs fans, and I'm typically a Chiefs fan because I got a lot of friends that are. I've been to some Chiefs games. I enjoy the Chiefs. I want the Chiefs to win. But just watching Tom Brady, I mean, I know it's hard for anyone that has been a lifelong Chiefs fan to come at it from the standpoint of watching greatness and appreciating what they saw last night. But as a sports fan, that was the best of the weekend. Was just really, watching the game with my son last night, who's 11. He's starting to understand football, wanting to watch games with Dad. We go to some basketball games now. He's, trying to explain to him what Tom Brady's about, why this game was special.
Yeah.
Those are all things that, I don't know if he'll look back like I did when watching Montana with my dad.
Because Dylan's not as big of a sports guy, right?
No, but he's getting to that age where now it's interesting. Now he's thinking about, hey, do I want to play football in 7th grade?
Yeah.
Do I want to maybe I want to go to the boys club and play football next year? He's getting a little more interested in it. And that to me was just being able to watch the game with him and explain what Tom Brady is all about. Because he has no perspective on, hey, this guy's played in 10 Super Bowls. And when you say that, he doesn't even know what that means.
Yeah.
And why that's a big deal. Why that he'll never probably see that again. And unless we're sitting here a year from now watching the 11th one, that was pretty special last night. So I really enjoyed being able to watch and do that last night. So that was probably my best of the weekend. And just watching greatness. I mean, that's why we watch sports, is to see greatness.
Father-son sporting events or watching games together are very, very underrated. Yeah. And I know I cherish a lot of the moments that I had with my dad, whether it's going to games in Bud Walton, Donald W., War Memorial Stadium, NCAA tournament events. He was very gracious in taking my brother Joey and I along, and we always had a good time with them. Or just watching the games in general.
We were just on the couch watching it, but we'll never see another quarterback playing 10 Super Bowls again. I don't care how long we live. I never thought I'd see someone surpass Montana. I can't imagine someone surpassing Brady, just like I can't imagine another college football coach surpassing Nick Saban right now. Can't imagine.
It's pretty incredible. So mine is I would say a trend towards best. I don't know. I guess there's some worse I could take out of this. I get a text on Saturday, a little after lunch, and it's from my buddy Lawson, who lives in Nashville. And he texts me, he goes, "You're gonna hate me," and I was like, I'm trying to think.
Really, already do.
I was like, what did he do? And it instantly clicked. He's visiting his brother Merritt, in Auburn, Alabama. And I said, okay, I have an idea where this is going. And I texted him immediately after that. It's like, you got a picture with Madison, didn't you? You got to meet her. He's like, yeah. And I just said, I'm sitting there.
Please tell me he told the whole story about how you're obsessed.
He told apparently because I called him yesterday because I wanted to get more of a kind of a grasp on the conversation. She's actually, what he said is, so her sister is a senior at Auburn. Merritt's a freshman, his little brother. And he said that the family, and he met their mom too. She said they're really nice. She was like asking him about his time at Auburn. Lawson went to Arkansas with me. He's a year younger than me. But he told the catfish prank calling story to her. He was like, I have to tell you this story about my friend. And he went on to say, and he said, and I quote, she felt sad and said that was mean, is what he told me.
I felt bad
said.
For you that day, yeah.
Yeah. So I found
so she has a heart then.
She does have a heart. And Lawson said she's deciding between moving to Dallas or Nashville. And he lives in Nashville currently. He suggested to move to Nashville.
He didn't suggest she call into the show and have a conversation with you on the air?
That was not said. If that happens, I'm okay with that 100%. That was not said. He was just happy because he was with his brother, and his brother, they were in the concession line, and his brother is like, I think that's Madison Pruitt. And Lawson was like, let's not ask her to get a picture. He was just trying to chill. And Merritt, who's a freshman at Auburn, is like, no, let's ask her. And apparently she was really nice, which is cool because I know some celebrities, when they get that famous, they get a big head.
Yeah.
But from what the conversation that he had with both his mom, his sister, and Madison, said she was really nice. But he did find that very entertaining. He made sure to text me immediately after it happened. So
was he doing it to help you or just to rub it in your face?
No, he was just being nice about it. If he would have, there definitely would have been a way that he could have been over the top and been mean about it, but it was kind of funny because, again, as soon as he said, "You're gonna hate me," and I was like, why would I? And then immediately my mind snapped. He's at Auburn right now.
Yeah.
I guarantee you who he just met. Moments later, he posted the picture, which I thought was pretty good.
He could have had a video or something he sent to you. Her blowing you a kiss or something.
FaceTime, taking a Snapchat. Come on, Lawson.
You couldn't have got the words out.
I could, yeah.
No.
Something.
No.
Something would have, yeah.
You'd have lost. I mean, you could barely function this morning after eating too many sliders and wings.
I'm tired. Listen.
Yeah, you'd have never made it to
like
that
Tom
conversation.
Brady, I always rise to the occasion, and I would have risen to the occasion.
Not a chance.
Yeah, listen, there's still a 1% chance that she somehow calls into the program?
No, because Arns is in charge of that, so there's like no chance.
Yeah. So that was my best and worst. It's not really a worst, but it's definitely best of the weekend. So it's a good weekend.
All right, Hot Take Monday, brought to you by Wheels RV. RV show pricing's already underway at Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. The only place you'll find a lifetime warranty. Plus, they got on-site RV storage, a mobile service shuttle. So they make owning a new RV easier than ever. Stop in at Wheels RV. Let them take care of you. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
We'll be joined by Clay Henry tomorrow, publisher of Hogs Illustrated at 7. I'm either going to try and get in touch with Matt Jones at Kentucky Sports Radio or Tanner Hudson. I want to see what Matt thinks about this Kentucky basketball team. And then Tanner Hudson,
He thinks they're not very good.
Yeah, the SAU Mole Rider. I'll see if I can get a hold of him somehow, some way. For Tommy Kraft, Matt Jenkins, I'm Ty Richardson. Going to go get some coffee because I need it. We'll talk tomorrow.
RV Show pricing is arriving early at